Hello and welcome to episode 285 of Tenno Clock. I am MDRLOz. This is Xeno, and for a special guest this week, because now we have special guests every week, because Xeno was like, we're gonna scale it up to 11, we have Mecha Mario 64.
Hey.
So, Xeno. Go.
What, the next part's you? Fine. Loz doesn't care anymore. So
I meant introduce the guest, but okay.
Why didn't you do it?
Because
I don't know them. Say it.
you don't...
Say it. Just say it.
Oh no, that wasn't my reason at all, but okay, fine. I was going to say it was your...
I'm really wondering if, like, this is like some kind of weird profanity
holding
curse
a gun
word.
to his head.
No, this is weird.
Like,
this is a weird profanity curse word for Loz. Right, Mecha Mario is our patron of the month. Who gets? There we go. He's dying now. He is deflating, melting in the sun. I'm not entirely sure.
We've
We'll
killed
never
him.
know. He's dead. Anyway, so yes, Mecha Mario is the patron for this month who gets to be on the show, and when this has come out, the next forum slots will be available for the second weekend in May. Loz, get up. And
I'd love you to finish, but sure, go for it.
so yeah, so it's lovely having you here, Mario. Mario's opted to use Face Rig, and I kind of wonder, should I actually use Face Rig more often? But yeah, we'll go from there.
Yeah, it's not great lighting where I am because I don't have the nice stuff for it, and the potato quality webcam is kind of fixed by Face Rig.
Yep, that is true. That is true. Right, so first things first, as we always do, emblems.
Oh yes, the lovely joy.
I'm really excited, but I'll tell you why in a minute in Dojo Dust.
Right. Well, as the guest, you may use whatever criteria you wish to determine the emblem.
Oh god, that's
Emblem
actually
of the week.
Hmm.
I don't know actually how much that gets caught on camera, but emblem.
All of it, actually.
Way.
Hey. Those are definitely interesting. I like the geometric designs of the first one. I tend to try and incorporate geometric stuff when I'm trying to design stuff, and that's what I'm trying to do for my own clan. But I don't know, the skull one kind of looks better as a logo. This is interesting.
It's got fangs and a weird up arrows for some reason.
Yeah, the arrows are a little confusing there.
Wait, are those like
Chevrons.
No, in like Mass Effect, when there was the options for good and bad, didn't they come up with symbols like those arrows?
I don't remember.
We'll never know. Never.
Part of me is thinking that that's a bad joke related to skill up of skull up, but
Oh.
I don't know.
I
I think I'm
feel
gonna go with
unlikely.
the trident looking one.
Yay! Ow! Table. There. That Loz is looking up stuff.
It's effort. Bloody
Game up.
It's effort.
So yeah.
Effort.
So that's it for this week in those emblems. However, if you wish to win a chance of 150 platinum, go into the description below where you'll find a link to a Google form, and you can enter your own in-game name, choose the platform of choice, make sure you spell your in-game name correctly, and you could have a chance of winning 150 platinum.
Oh no, it's a star with chevrons in, so no, it's not.
You
that.
could buy Argon crystal decorations with it.
Yes, you could.
Don't do
Xeno.
Don't do what I do, kids. Do not spend thousands on Argon.
Oh my god, seriously, his Lisette looks freaking amazing. Right?
Do you want me to send a screenshot of it?
Yeah.
That's why you said you meant you turned it into a geode.
Yeah.
And
No, I did.
Now.
Yeah. Do it afterwards,
Yeah, I will.
Mario.
Now
but
we
it's-
know.
Now we
No.
Yeah, don't do what I do, kids.
Right.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
let's move on.
Loz, I don't know if I told you. I actually sent that on to Aina the other day, and she's like, "What do you want about?" I'm like, "Now we,
Now.
now we,
Now.
Just
God.
Google. So just
We know
YouTube
now.
search Mitchell and Webb. Now we know. There you
I
go.
think if you just go, now we know, eventually you'll get it right. Anyway,
True.
moving on.
Anyway, moving on. So dojo dusting. I'm proud of this, Loz. I'm sorry. I have to show off. I spent hours doing.
Well, you're not actually showing off to us. I assume you're showing everyone your
Yes.
phone/tablet.
So I did it on the tablet, right?
Look, everyone, it's a tablet. He's so proud he didn't leave it on an airplane. He's glaring at us right now.
So I'm sorry. Shut up.
Yeah, he's so
Anyway.
hard. Look, he didn't leave it on no airplanes. Nope.
Can I have this, please?
Nope.
God.
Right.
Anyway, yes.
So I put a lot of effort in. It's kind of hard to see, but on here there are controls that allow me to now. Wait, this one allows me to start the title of the show, put up the emblems, go back to
This is where you just hit all the buttons at once.
not all of them, but I can also scroll it along, have access to all the different webcams, memes, the community shoutouts, and also the graphs and things. Honestly, I spent hours putting this together, and it means that I'm going to be able to control the show so much better.
Yeah,
Yay, control.
that's good.
So, F buying a 160 quid deck thing that only has 15 buttons, and praise.
Stream Decks.
Yeah, like 160 quid for 15 buttons. Nah, this is £2.50. It goes on my tablet, right? And I have as many buttons as I fucking want.
Yeah.
So I have to say that, man.
Good job.
Right?
Nice.
Have a cookie.
Also, dojo dusting wise, literally received an email about 20 minutes ago
Well done, Xeno.
from DE actually saying that they've had a backlog of prizes that they're giving out. So people that have commented to me saying that they haven't actually received their platinum things, it is on its way, but they said it will likely take the next up to the next 10 business days. But they are aware of it, and they have nicely told me that there's a delay.
That's good.
Yes.
It's actually what truth is that DE's digital platinum mine they have underneath the studio. They've worked their workers to death, so they're gonna have to clone some new ones.
Well, they were
Mine
already
digital
using
platinum.
the real alien.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's it for
This
Dojo.
is where the Grenadier were inspired by.
Yep. That's it for Dojo dusting. We'll move on to cards. Now press buttons.
Cards!
First
Oh
card.
boy.
Right, first card. Do you feel ribbons are mandatory?
Mm.
86 people responded. 3% said yes. 4% said it depends on the disposition. 43% said no. 48% said it depends on the weapon.
So yeah, I'm in the crowd of the it depends on the weapon.
Really?
Yeah, I am. The reason I feel like this is I'm obviously not the most meta person as an Ember main. So I like using off-meta weapons, but a lot of the time they do basically nothing unless you have a Riven for them that helps them keep up with other weapons.
But surely that's down to the disposition.
It's not even the disposition. It's a case of, oh, well, this weapon's pretty popular, but it's still got a really strong disposition. I don't think it needs a Riven. Like, I have a Catch Moon Riven. I don't use it. I don't think it needs it. I'm probably going to pawn it for Plat pretty soon.
Fair enough. Thought I'd actually raise it. But, yeah, go on.
It's already... Those kinds of things are already strong. And in the case of weapons that are already really good and have really low dispositions usually, you don't need a Riven. The only time that quote, you need a Riven is if that person who wants to be perfect and have the maximum amazing numbers. And at that point, are you playing the game or are you playing a number simulator?
Ooh, webcams. Cool, right.
Yeah.
So,
I moved us to the real country.
oh. Cool, right.
Oh,
So, moving on to card 2. I love these controls. Right, so...
Can you,
Yeah.
with your new controls, have your phone here and your tablet here and go like...
I'm gonna find out.
And will it do things?
God.
Can you have like one on the cards and then one on the memes and just like... Hold
on.
Jesus. He's testing this now.
I am.
For science!
Oh shit, that was a bad idea.
So, how broken is it?
Not at all. Right.
Good.
Phone battery's running low. But anyway, so second card. Right.
God.
I was setting it all up using my phone earlier, not my tablet, because I thought I'd probably keep the tablet relatively. Anyway, so the second card. Turn down the brightness on my tablet so it's battery.
I am against this. Why are people not learning the truth?
Okay, do you feel the Itzel teleport should be removed? So obviously this was a big thing with...
It was 100% people said yes, and thus it will be removed soon enough. Go Scott.
86 people responded. 11%,
right, in Xeno's lies.
11% said yes. 25% said that they didn't care. And 62% said no.
Those 62% can go fuck themselves up.
Go, Mario, you tell them.
Honestly. Yeah. Oh my god, I hate Itzel so much.
Yeah.
Because it does feel mandatory. And I hate that.
Yeah.
And
I actually came up with an idea for an alternative. How does this sound? Instead of actually teleporting you in a straight line, it gives you like a volt speed buff, right?
That would make a lot more sense.
Hold on. But when you stop on the other side, right, it opens a wormhole where you started with the buff to where you ended, right? And that way your friends can just basically hop into it and just end up with you.
I mean, you could also just basically make it a Nova wormhole for everyone.
Yeah. Why have the speed buff that then also generates a portal when you can just basically...
Because the problem with that is that Itzel will still remain the same. You need to reduce the...
Well, at that point, everyone could still use the portals in the same way that Itzel's using it. Yeah. It's just sharing it to the other people.
But it reduces the mandatoriness of having the Itzel because only one person needs it. As opposed to everyone.
Only one person needs it. I'm still unsure about it because.
Right. Okay. If you're not going to remove it, I like your ideas, but I instead of making it like a teleport, it should be like just for coolness. Make it like a Stargate wormhole thing.
Sure.
Right. Also, it should be the ultimate.
Yes.
See that the problem is it's the first ability, and that lets you just go spam for 25 energy base per cast.
Yeah.
It's too efficient, it's too powerful, thus making it mandatory. And all these people are like, we'll get to the comments.
Yeah, okay. Right. So
I'm personally sick of having people moan that, oh my god, I'm slower than them because I decided, hey, I like to nuke things with my Arcwing.
You take the Electron?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use Electron.
And actually, just point out, I mean, this is the exact same thing we had. I mean, Scott mentioned coptering, but it's also the same thing as aerial melee back in the torpedo days, right? These things needed to be moved, right? And maybe that's the case that we need to look at Arcwings and make Arcwings in general fast or whatever. But the actual blink teleport of the Itzel, that's being specific to the Itzel and being unique in the way it is, needs to be completely gone.
It's the same with vacuum, right? Everyone complained about.
I don't bring up vacuum because what they ended up doing is just giving vacuum to everything. Right, and I
wouldn't complain.
Itzel teleport. But they do. They have a basic vacuum.
I wouldn't complain if they gave everyone Itzel teleport or removed it. Just level the playing field.
To be honest, my preference is remove it only because it then makes it more level for K drives, right?
Yeah, I do think removing it would be a better solution, But I have a feeling that the amount of backlash is going to result in, if we move this, people are going to order us to be on the chopping block.
But they did the same for coptering. They did the same for torpedoing. They did the same. They did the same in their demands for the
Yeah, I know.
universal vacuum. The problem is, though, right? Even if you did give this to everything, it just is such a stupid thing because the animation is the cheapest thing as ever. You literally just blink forward.
Yeah.
If everyone, imagine if everyone does already, but imagine if literally everything in its dog just basically blinked around the map. It was a cheap, simple ability. They put it in without thinking. I'm sorry, it needs to go for the good of the game.
Well, it's
Yeah, really.
I wanna fight you ever so slightly, being pedantic. They didn't add it in not thinking about it. They added it in at the time when it was needed, right? Be able to do things like the what's
The rush mission?
No, not the rush mission. It was the mission type where you have to do the 4 points. Interception in space.
Yeah.
And when Arcwing was barely played by anyone and you needed to be able to do it on your own, it was needed, right? And it was a worthwhile thing then. However, now it's an exploit, right? It cheapens the other Arcwings. It cheapens K-Drive even worse.
Yeah, oh, no, sorry, I was going to say this earlier. It's a separate thing, right? I hate how this is being intertwined. Right, we need to take Itzel's Blink is as complete, and Arcwings are a separate problem to K-Drives. And yet I hate the fact that they're being conflated. So it's like, oh, but what we need to do is bring K-Drives up to Itzel level. It's like, no. K-Drives not needing more expansion is a separate problem. But everyone's like, oh no, we'll just put everything together and then we're just going to fix everything. And everyone can have Itzel Blink.
The excuse needs to be removed, right? The excuse of, but Itzel's faster needs to be removed, right? I think that you should be able to K-drive, right, while doing mining, while doing preservations, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing it needs. Yeah, it needs it. But just to point out, you say that
just let us use our guns.
Yeah, I know. That's another thing. But the problem is people putting in the comments, I'll skip to this point because I don't think I kept this one. Like, if you set up certain builds, like Vault or Nova teleporting or just bullet jumping is quicker than K driving.
Yes.
And that's why it's a
little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we move on to the next card?
Anyway,
Let's move on to the next card.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's going to come back.
Yeah. Right, so nope, we're gonna move to number 4. We'll come back to this one. Lars made me do that one. Right, so the next card is, do you want to downrank mods?
I'm sorry, wait.
We're gonna come back to it. It's gonna it's gonna be the last one. Also, I don't know why, but both your webcams are just like constantly stuttering.
I've noticed it with LOZ' stuttering after the region change.
Yeah, feeling the region change. Yeah.
Should we go back to Europe?
No. Go to a different part of the US. I want to go back to Europe.
Ooh.
Right, let's see if this is any better.
Go to Russia.
Can we go to Russia?
We can go to Russia.
Is it Eastern Europe or is it just Russia?
Russia.
Cool. Well, I think we're fine now.
Well, it's Western Europe, Central Europe, Russia.
Right. Anyway, so the fourth card is, do you want to downrank mods? So this was in lieu of the upcoming everyone getting the Umbral Former. 85 people responded. 16% said no. 27% said I don't care, and 56% said yes. And I am firmly in the yes pile now.
I'm honestly in the yes pile as well. Because it allows more flexibility without, oh hey, I got this really rare mod, or oh hey, I paid for this very fancy mod that I got. I don't know what it is. Maybe they bought a Riven, but it just doesn't fit in their build by like 1 point, and so they'd have to go and refarm part of it. That seems excessive.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. I'm going to quickly move us to Russia. Let's see if this makes a difference.
Actually better.
So
I swear to God, if it's the Russian power, it
Right,
looks like it's the Russian power.
Where's the vodka? I need some vodka.
vodka.
I actually have vodka in my fridge.
Yeah, you're a student. Of course you got vodka in your fridge.
Yeah.
If you're a student, do you have vodka in your fridge right now? How do they know?
No, they just open the fridge and it's there. Come on, let's be fair.
Yep.
So you remember those days? Mandatory. Mandatory
Mandatory.
put there by the state. Anyway.
God.
Right, so we're moving on now that we're in Russia.
Back.
So the last card.
Back to the last card. Right. Does Xeno have to use all cards every week? 85 people. Huh?
Keep going.
85 people responded. 8% said don't care. 9% said yes. 12% said no. And 69% said yes in the correct way.
Bonus duck.
I think what you actually found is that they actually were in severe pain right now because they were bonus stuck.
I'd like to point out the fact that we got the double meme of bonus duck and 69.
Yep.
I know, I was like, oh yeah.
Bonus
Well
duck
done,
69. Anyway.
God.
Right. So that's it for the graphs. Should we, on?
We shall
yeah, sure.
do some community stuff.
Yep.
Kenneth Oh no, I forgot that. Patreon guest here.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, I don't have access to them. Xeno has to link me them. So there we go. Right. Anyway, I know. In the other chat, in the correct channel, which is hard for me. Why have you asked a question, Mecha Mario 64? You're here.
Yes, he can.
Because
I can. I know.
He's asking it to himself, clearly.
Well, clearly he has to do it from memory.
Exactly.
Like, right. So the first one is Blaze Rios, and they ask sandwich stream / video when? And Sugo replied with lol. What do you say to that, Xeno? Do you think maybe you should, like, one weekend just buy a whole load of good sandwiches from, like, Tesco's or something, and then, like, have a stream where you explain sandwiches?
Nah, have a stream of, like, showing how to make your favorite sandwich.
Actually, to be fair, a part of me is tempted.
Make. No.
A part of me is tempted to. I can make sandwiches. Don't shame me.
They're not the best sandwiches.
Right. But what I'm tempted to propose is an homage to How to Basic, where
oh god,
where I make sandwiches in the How to Basic style.
Oh god.
You remember How to Basic, don't you, Loz?
Oh yeah.
Yep. So
it's still going too.
Yeah. So I didn't realize like how much YouTube is actually hiding his content as well.
Oh yeah, they absolutely are.
Yeah. Anyway, so we could potentially do that. How to Basic make a sandwich. I loved his pot roast one. That was amazing.
I'm trying to remember the pot roast one. God,
like over an hour long,
together at one point,
and most of it is just him stood in front of the oven.
I remember that now.
Anyway,
the next one is from Zrugel.
Yep.
Who asked, how has the reception been for your new show?
Not as high as I would like it to have been. The feedback has been brilliant. The comments have been very positive, but nowhere near like the numbers I was hoping for views.
What? It's just 2/3 of a generic Arbiter episode.
Yeah.
In fact, it's on par for an Arbiter episode.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it took a while to get there. I don't know. I think YouTube just really, really hates me.
It honestly might be that because I've noticed this with YouTube. So
they hate me?
I think I think it's an algorithm to the sub boxes where, hey, if someone specifically was watching this set of content on the channel, and we'll use Arbiters as an example, but they weren't watching other things like Faulty Frame Ska, Technical Terror League, or the Tenno Clock before they were moved over here, then it's going to only suggest the Arbiters.
Yeah.
And it seems to do this with a lot of other channels, because I've got some that I only watch for a certain series, and I only see that series. Go to check the thing, and there's a whole bunch of other content.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. There was another piece of dojo dusting. We actually got youtube.com/10o'clock.
Nice.
Yep. Sorry. Loz doesn't care.
You make out like this was a big thing. Like there's somebody sitting there at YouTube.
He literally just said nice in congratulations. Can't you let me have this?
Oh, God.
No, I cannot.
Wow.
So moving on. Through if the new channel doesn't fix the viewership dilemma, will you be putting 10 o'clock back on your first channel?
I don't think so. I think I would... the problem is, I don't trust YouTube to not fuck something up.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a case of them checking the number of swear words and the number of words used, sorry, the number of times YouTube is mentioned. I don't know, but it's too difficult to tell.
It's an enigma wrapped in mystery, shoved down a drain, and then kicked to sea.
I also think it's kind of nice that 10 o'clock has its own channel now. Most of the views on 10 o'clock episodes seem to be pretty much where it used to be at.
Yeah. Hopefully
it'll stay that way. The channel's already got over 200 subscribers. I think it's sensible just to keep it there from now on. I mean, because it's kind of a separate type of content than the rest of the channel, so it's nice that that's in one place. So if people just want to go from episode to episode to episode, they can. Xeno can make the playlists easier. They're separate. I mean, I always find... I mean, you've seen in the bigger channels, you try and click playlists, and when they have a bajillion playlists for several different shows, the YouTube system is just not set up for allowing you to flick through 20 different playlists. It sucks.
Yeah.
So
I
think it's nice it's there now.
And if the thing I described earlier is in fact a thing, it should help with that.
Plus, Xeno probably can at least feel good in knowing that he has like multiple channels.
Actually, I feel happier knowing that the viewership followed the videos and it.
What you mean is the viewership followed the platinum?
Possible.
Right, anyway, moving on. So that's a question from Zubal. Next question. If someone puts the Corrupted Vorn monologue as a Patreon question, would that count as one of the memes for that week?
No. But he would still read it out loud.
I would still read it out loud.
Asking someone to do it.
But one does not simply just meme yourself, Corrupted Vor yourself into a meme. It's an art form. I see those. I see those memes, and I spit upon them. You have to be careful. You have to do it in a clever way, in a new scene, somewhere clever, in a different way. Yeah. And lastly, Mecha Mario 64, who will now read out his own question, seeing as he must know it off by heart by now, because he put it in.
Yeah, basically I was complaining about...
No. You have to read it out loud.
Oh, let me go find the damn thing. Hold on.
From memory.
I don't remember things.
You can't read things out from memory.
Isn't that what it's for?
Oh, give me a goddamn moment.
I'll read it out. Don't worry. I'll read it out. Do you like the new dual energy colors, and how do you feel about the secondary energy usually overpowering the primary on the frames themselves?
Originally, I barely saw my secondary color, and then they're like, "We're going to address this," and now it feels like they've massively blown it the wrong way. It's just like, yeah.
To give an example, I'm going to actually send this because this is where it bugs the hell out of me. I've had a Hildren set up for a while for appearance, which looks fine, but I've had to reverse the energy colors on it because if I have the secondary be the blue like I was hoping, it overpowers the green in the actual visuals. And so I have to have the secondary energy being the green, and so there's more blue in the actual animations.
I mean, yeah, so obviously we're looking at an image here of the children. I assume it's not on that. And so, yeah, the primary energy is a teal, the secondary energy is a green. And at first, I didn't look down there in the left. I looked at the thing and thought, oh, so this is just with the primary energy on. And it's like, no, that's with both. No. I'm like, I don't see any teal in that at all.
Yeah, and if I switch them around, it's all teal, no green.
Right.
Which breaks it a lot. And a great example of this someone else posted. They had an Excal Umbra, and they were trying to use red energy primary and white secondary. they'd have the white would overpower on the actual frame, but on his sword it would be red. But then he'd switch them around, and it was confusing the hell out of him. Like, is it broken? And I assumed it was broken until I got my hands to mess around the dual energy color and found the issue myself. It feels like they need to reverse where they're layering it, and it should be great.
I don't know, man. I feel that they kind of need to work out how they're intending to use it, utilize it. Because on my Oberon, like, all the colors went from green to blue. And it's just like, what the hell? Like, maybe it's a case of, this small part is green, this small part, instead of trying to mix them together. You know?
Yeah, my Ember went from the nice teal there to, I'm fully orange now. Hi.
So is that it for the Patreon questions?
That is it. I'm just trying. I give it a go on my Excalibur, and I'm like, what? What is this?
Yeah, you're seeing it now too.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I'm just looking at the eyes of my helmet. I've got Excalibur Grax helmet on, and if I put red as the primary, gold as the secondary, the eyes just all gold. If I do it the other way around, it's the primary being gold. It's still gold, and it's just got a sort of a red tint on the outside of it. So one is clearly overpowering the other massively.
Absolutely. They need to work on it.
Yeah, I really feel this feature came out of nowhere, and then
they teased it was happening for things like fire, which made sense and for like ability effects. But then people complained that it wasn't showing up on their frame. And so DE's like, okay, and just kind of rushed out a visual on the frame thing. That's what it feels like.
Definitely. We move on to the community responses from last week.
Yeah, sure. Because I have lost the community. The Patreon questions. So yes, I think we answered it. So moving on, let's go to comments. So first of all was from Kenneth Cunningham, who is awesome. Because I just looked at this bloody awesome SFM video. It's bloody amazing. Bloody awesome. And he was walking cycles really well. Freaking amazing. Anyway, moving on. So Wisp is more like a gardener frame, light-based abilities, and grows flowers. I find it hard to fight that comment.
Yep.
No, I really don't. I'm.
You're gone.
I was gonna say, I mentioned earlier before we started that it seems they went for a will of the wisps rather than like a ghost.
Yeah.
Which explains the fire and the... Why the plants? Oh, hang on. Don't will-o-wisps normally appear by tree?
They do, but that doesn't... But still, the trees are just there. It's not like they normally appear in like the fog in forests and things, and they like lead you into the forest and get lost.
They probably went the wrong way with that and said, oh, it's the tree.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense if she summoned little flames that hovered in the air that gave the buffs. Because it also then becomes something insubstantial that doesn't make sense. Whereas instead it looks like little flowers. And if I was a mob with a machine gun, I'd spend forever shooting the flowers out of the air. It just feels so weird. I just don't get it.
The thing that really threw me was the fact that in the very same dev stream, they turned around and said, like, we realized that part of the problem with Valban is that he's really stationary. All of his abilities are, we put this here, and, you know, you guys run off and so on and so forth.
Here we go.
How do we not realize this is the exact same thing you're doing with Wisp?
Yeah, it's like, oh, we realized his abilities were kind of stationary and didn't really work in these new massive open areas we've been generating. Now here's a frame with similar abilities that get put down and can't be moved.
Yeah, let's lock half her ability kit to not being mobile and half of it to being mobile.
Yep.
It'd kind of help if they made the like pulse ability also pulse out from Wisp.
Yeah.
Like that would help it a bit. It would make it at least functional. But
I reckon there's going to be an augment for her where her reservoirs, they're fucking flower pots. They're just fucking flower pots.
They're plant pots.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna have fun with my potted cactuses.
Right. I just reckon that there's going to be an augment which is it follows you around. It orbits you like null. Well, not like null star. Just orbits you on the floor. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't
They
really
follow
fucking-
you behind in like a train.
Well, seeing as the buff that you get already orbits you like an All-Star, it's not going to be like anything like that. But to be honest, I'm expecting a massive change in her kit.
Same.
I'm not.
'Cause,
I think it's too soon. I think it's going to come out and like, oh, whoops.
I'm expecting a change to the 1, and that's it. And like we can reposition them easily kind of change.
Right, well, interesting you say about the 1, because that'll move to the next comment of Squallington Constantine. Really hope they change Wisp's third ability. It seems like a really big waste. Her 3 is very dependent on having her 1, not to mention having the flower pots placed in strategic places to make any use of their damaging waves. It would be a lot better if the damaging waves just happen automatically every few seconds rather than manually. Have the waves do more damage and pulse more frequently, the more the flower pots you have around the map. The 3 needs to be something completely new.
I agree with
The
that.
point yeah. The 3 is
that actually,
really weak.
that makes a lot of sense. Have it be an auto pulse, and it's just now it's one ability dedicated to I leave buffs here and a defense thing. And
Hell, give her a 4th flower pot that is a pulsing flower pot, and when it pulses, if its pulse reaches another flower pot, it then triggers all the like a chain of pulses.
I love it, but I also see a Vauban problem there with how they intended Mine Layer, and it's like,
Totally.
you can build this stupid Rube Goldberg, and like 4 people are going to do it, and no one else will bother. And they'll probably just like spam out the one kind of pot if they want a defense or they want to supply a certain buff.
I mean,
it still works though.
Yeah, it still works. It's just if they don't really restructure a kit, she's still going to have that problem no matter what.
Yeah.
Right, moving on to Ascalor. I don't feel the Itzel should be nerfed, but the other Arcwing should be buffed. This also part of the problem with Arcwing as a whole, because in normal gameplay, having a way to protect and attack is great. Where with Arcwing, it's not nearly as in-depth or intense. With Railjack coming, there is bound to be a Arcwing rework, especially with missions, where the Itzel teleport will be utterly useless.
No,
I don't think they can't come up with a situation where the Itzel teleport is going to be useless. There is no situation in which the Itzel teleport is useless. It is the pinnacle of moving between A to B in ultimate form, literally teleporting.
Yeah. The answer to that is, it's where everything is close quarters. Right, but that can't be the solution for everything, because otherwise, I have to go through from A to B. No, it doesn't work, right?
Well, yeah.
So, it's can't bring everything up to Itzel's speed, because then you're going to skip over so much of the gameplay. I mean, like, oh god, World of Warcraft biggest mistake that they felt that they did was introduce flying mounts, because people just fly up and down like yo-yos to avoid combat and only do what they want to do. Right? They beeline on specific content, and that's exactly what Arcwing is on the plains.
Yeah. It's part of why I refuse to make an Itzel until I'll inevitably need it for MR, at which point I'm going to probably sell it if they don't fix it.
They're going to fix it.
Scott was pretty adamant he's going to just get rid of that ability, or he's going to. Hell, he'll get a new ability. Yeah, it won't be movement, but that movement ability isn't just a movement ability. It is the best movement ability. I don't think you could come up with a better movement ability. That is the pinnacle of movement.
Yeah.
It's interesting, because before, when it was Arcwing launchers, the kid mode was the preferred method of transport, right?
Yeah, just because you didn't have to farm them.
Exactly. right? But the second they made the Arcwing launcher, and this was a needed thing, you know, infinite use gear item, you know, you instantly lost the restriction on it, and you could just jump around like nuts. I mean, like, think about it. If you specifically just want the Itzel only for transportation reasons, that is the problem, right? Because you are not in a minority. You're in the majority, right? People are choosing this Arcwing exclusively for this minor feature.
Can I just take that sentence you just said and replace the word Arcwing with Zoran?
Sure.
Exactly the same thing, and it's just like people need to realize this. This has happened in the past. It's the same thing. Just you have to give it up. I don't get people are like, oh yeah, but it's so great. It's like, yes, you've gotten used to basically the equivalent of a game hack.
Yeah.
Now you have to give up a game hack, and yes, it's going to be trickier. Yes, it's not going to be as easy. But I'm sorry, it is literally a game hack. It breaks the game. Anyway, let's move on.
I just had a stupid idea that
Cool.
DE could do, and I'm kind of hoping they don't.
Right.
A cooldown to the launcher.
No.
Oh.
That's. I really hope they don't do that.
So apparently DK came up with an idea. Cooldown on the teleport ability, a 2-second cooldown. No, that's not good enough, right? Also,
It's still not sufficient.
there are no cooldowns in the entire game, right?
Yeah.
We used to have a warm-up, or effectively a cooldown, in order to actually use our operator abilities, but that got removed, right?
And that was a good change, yeah.
Yeah, there is no cooldown in the entire game, and it needs to remain that way.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue...
In fact, I used to be somebody who used to push saying, hey, we should have cooldowns for like... I think I suggested...
There's one.
There is a cooldown.
Which is on the arc gun, which is stupid.
Yeah, it instantly just feels bad, doesn't it? It just feels...
It's awful.
Bad to use, yeah. I forgot that one. But I used to be one advocating for it. I think I suggested turning burst Warframe abilities, as in like Ember's Fireball and things, get rid of the energy cost, and then just have it like on some sort of charge system that you had cooldowns for. So you could just like, but they'd actually do more damage, but then you'd be waiting. And to be honest, after thinking back on that point now, and seeing, you know, how cooldowns would work in this game, the fact that this game is free of cooldowns for the most part is freeing. And the game is all about freeing you.
Well, like, it's one of the biggest problems with the likes of Anthem or The Division or, like, Destiny. Oh my god, before the bloody Forsaken update, they were horrific.
Yeah. Well, that's all you just waited for your cooldowns, didn't you? It was ridiculous. Yeah. Right, moving on. Right, Frostia, saying about the Rivens one. Something different quickly. I don't have many Rivens, and I don't have the best possible rolls. Only content I didn't do yet are Tridlons, because you need good amps, and you kind of need to dedicate a whole 45 minutes uninterrupted to it. Or, that is the feeling I get from watching from the outside. I can do everything else. I can solo ESO to set Zone 8 with no Rivens. I can take down Terrorlist solo with no Rivens. I can solo Sorties with no Rivens. Is there anything else? Oh, that's an interesting way of looking at
Arbitration.
Yeah. There we go. Right.
I will say, I've actually done...
I did say about this.
I have done Tridlons without Rivens. Is it a slug? Yes. Is it not fun? Absolutely. But you can do it.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. There we go. Right. Zrugal. Oh, one last thing. MDRLOz said a while back in episode 276 that there would be a card in a few weeks for how many people know what the Spectre is used for. I'm still waiting for that card. I remember what the Spectre is used for.
Okay.
So, Xeno, we need a card. I will come up with the options for you, and maybe you can add your own. But
I have to actually go and check what the hell the Spectre is again.
No, you can't do that. Can't do that.
I know. I'm just doing it. Am I not allowed to do it before I answer the card later?
Loz, you're gonna have to put down the answers. I think
Yeah,
I know what you're gonna say.
Oh, yeah, I have to come up with 4 other ones and the actual answer. I'll come up with them later. That's fine, yeah?
Yep.
That's cool. Right, I'll make a point
Use
of
my
that.
thing, Loz. I used my thing.
Good job, Xeno. Well done. It's working according to plan. Right,
Now
last
we
one is
know.
from Frosthawk
Now
2815. Now we know. Right. Here's something. I think the sun power. Back to Wisp. Sorry, I should put these up. I think the sun power should be embers, and Wisp should have a foggy world on fire that decreases enemy line of sight. So by virtue, grants a pseudo damage reduction.
Yeah.
I kind of like that, and it fits more with the below the Wisp thing. Leading enemies astray.
I completely agree. Actually, it was really funny because I ended up talking to Morastius, a friend of mine and Loz's, who is a physicist.
The reason we play Warframe.
He's also the reason why we play Warframe. Well, again, at least. He's I think he's got a master's in physics. I can't remember if it's specifically astrophysics, but I ended up talking to him about some of the pseudoscience that would be behind.
You asked the correct and relative scientist for relative and correct answers on the science, as people should.
Yes. Yeah. So I asked him, like, what would actually happen if you were to put a portal, right, like from the game portal, in the sun, right? Now, he pointed out something that was actually very relevant. First off, the game portal doesn't have gravity acting in different ways, right? So, if you were to put a portal on the floor and then a portal on the wall, stuff isn't being pushed away from the wall, even though gravity, gravitons, are being pulled through the portal. So gravity does not impact the portal. I thought that was actually really clever because my question was, would stuff start getting sucked into the portal? Right? Yeah? Because of the giant mass that was on the other side. Yeah?
Well, it depends if it was two-way or not. That would be a fix.
But that was... Hold on. All right. But the important thing, the really important thing, was that if from the high pressure, plasma was being thrown out through the portal like a Kamehameha, right? It would just incinerate the atmosphere around the planet. Not only that, but it would actually push the planet out of orbit.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So it's just like...
I did also want to comment
that
technically it would suck things through because there'd be no vacuum. Portal has shown that atmosphere vacuums do go through. Portal to the end of it, you shoot a portal onto the moon, and everything gets sucked through.
But
I don't think you wouldn't call inside the sun wouldn't be classed as a vacuum.
Yeah.
I was under the impression it had it on the surface.
Well,
how the fuck do you have anything on the surface of the sun?
The same way you'd have something in the middle of the sun.
But you have
the sun is hydrogen.
Yeah,
right?
It's not like I'm now standing on the surface and there's nothing above me and sun below me, and thus it's
just where the surface would be. There's so many things that don't make sense with it.
Yeah. How would a vacuum work but gravitons?
Well, I'm pretty sure gravitons are still only they're not a theory, they're a hypothesis.
Well, it's...
I don't think they've been proven.
They did show that atmospheric thing, and the fact that if you put a portal in a vacuum, it will suck things through.
No. Well,
that's a canon fact.
No, I get that. I get that entirely. But, yeah, it's anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't make sense.
So, the point is that it is a apocalypse gun, basically.
Yeah.
So, don't expect the planets to be around much longer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get why they decided to go with the power of the sun either. I mean, it could have easily just been a void cannon.
Yes, right? Or, it could have been freaking anything. It could have been ignited plasma from Jupiter. I don't know what Jupiter's theoretically made out of, or if we've scientifically proven what it's made out of. But, you could say anything. Why the sun?
I have a feeling that was just Rebecca trying to add flavor and not thinking that people would take it seriously.
Aristotle, we're scientists! What we do!
People love overanalyzing video games. What do you expect?
You said the P word.
I did. Is that still on your phone?
I can say
No, because I've had to reset my phone when I tried to send them to get the battery replaced. I need that back on my phone. Oh my god.
He hasn't noticed that it hasn't been on his phone for ages.
I think I must have just repressed the memory. I'm going to have to get that back on there.
God.
Right, okay.
I'm going to say the
I'm
P word
upset
too.
now.
Patreon.
Maybe I could get Rebecca to say Patreon.
Oh my god.
The toxin is inducing Patreon. For peristalsis.
No. The toxin is inducing peristalsis. Expect Patreon.
Expect a massive Patreon response.
Yes.
Oh god.
Look at that face. Look at it.
You're using Patreon to fix it. To get the cure for the peristalsis.
The Patreon has induced peristalsis.
Patreon definitely induces my peristalsis, so let's move on. Bowel movement.
Right.
Now.
Topics? Are we on for topics?
Topics.
Cool.
Topics.
Topic 1. Oh, I love this button. I love this. Oh, I love it. Right.
Why don't you marry it?
I will. I'm satisfied with Warframe. Topic 1. Topic 2.
What, is that it?
What? Yeah, no, that's the title. That's the title. Topic 2. The bullshit of Saturn 6 appearance rate. It's actually the wolf.
Oh boy.
I don't think it exists. I genuinely do not think
Have
he
you not?
exists.
You still haven't seen him?
I still haven't seen him! They said!
I've seen him.
No. Save that.
Fuck
We'll
off.
save that. We'll save that. Move on.
Save the anger. Take
Save
it
it.
back in.
Otherwise, we'll just jump straight to topic 2. Topic 3.
We will.
Open world mass resource drop trivializes content.
Interesting.
Good, right. So, topic 1. I need to zoom this in. Otherwise, I can't read it properly. Topic 1. I am satisfied with Warframe. Warframe has changed a lot and improved a lot. I could write a really long list about all the changes since release. The open world areas are so nice to just go around and appreciate how beautiful they are. I like it just to go and take a walk on the plains or Venus, or just K-drive around in them.
Yeah.
Just chilling. They are also pack variety of missions instead of just having one type, mixing things up. Warframe is the best free-to-play game in my opinion. Sure, it's grindy sometimes, very grindy. Sure, it has some problems, balancing and scaling issues, for example. But the game improved so much, I can't really be mad at it. Overall, the game beats most pay-to-play games out there, both in content and fairness. I do not think that only praises should be on the forum and everywhere else. Criticism and feedback is important. However, sometimes it feels good to chill out a little. Appreciate. Have. Thoughts and feels?
I'd say I echo that for the most part. Though maybe not the it's nice to chill out in the open worlds thing, because let's be real, the infestation of the Grineer in the plains makes it a little hard to chill there.
Wait, what?
It's really hard to get the Grineer to leave you the hell alone on the plains. I wouldn't call it chill.
I don't know. There's some points where you can just go fishing, and I never get bothered.
I almost always get attacked by Grineer when I'm trying to fish.
All Vombalists.
Vombalists.
Yeah, or them.
Vombalists.
They're easy. You get them to go away, they'll come back in like 10 minutes, whatever. The Grineer, it's constant.
Yeah, I was hoping they were going to update the Grineer's method of activity on the plains.
I really was too.
Let's take this in a different direction. Right? Pick one thing for the either the planes or Valis that you would like to have changed?
I'd like the Grineer on the planes to have a system just like
What?
Same.
This is exactly what we were just saying, Xeno. We were saying that we think that the Grineer on the plane should use an alert system similar to the Corpus use for activity level.
Wow, I can't
But
believe all three of us thought the exact same thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Fine.
I'm really surprised they didn't do it. I think the goal is, they probably would say, is that in fact, it makes less sense that model they've got for the Corpus on Venus would make a lot of sense for the Grineer on the planes, because basically you've got a member of the team that goes, oh no, there are Tenno here, quick, I'll put down a beacon so that my team will be able to know to come in and fly in with ships and drop troops here. Whereas the Corpus is supposed to own the Valis, it's supposed to be theirs. They shouldn't need to put down big spinny, even in the middle of their bases, they still have to put down sticks that go, whoop, whoop, Tenno here, whoop, whoop, and to get people to turn up. It's a bit weird.
I totally get that for the bases, but at the same time, when you've lived out in the boonies as long as I have, getting even mobile phone reception is bloody difficult enough as it is.
Where are we talking? What, for the Corpus or the Grineer?
The Corpus. Like, I'm talking about, even living out in Wales, right? My mobile reception is awful, so I can totally get that. But in the bases, I'm in complete agreement with you, right?
Yeah.
In the bases, I don't think that they should put down the antennas. But out in the field, I'm totally fine for them to do it. I actually quite like it. It's quite a nice, novel touch. And I'm totally in agreement that the drones should also, measure up an alert scale as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now it's like, hey, I placed a drone. Good luck. You're going to get Grineer for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And we'll probably place more drones there and increase the time.
Okay, if you could pick another thing, what would it be?
I'd honestly like to reverse the change they made to bait.
In what sense?
Well, they
so it's
made it so
personal.
you don't have to build bait anymore.
You buy it with rep.
Yeah, you buy it with rep, both on the planes and Venus. I don't like that.
Oh.
Yeah. I
no
don't
reason?
like that. It's I don't know, it feels slower to do it that way. It also gave a sense of progression, I guess. It's like, oh cool, I can go out here and I can work on this and get these things to go up. But now it's just like, nah, I'm just gonna sit here and buy all this Glapid bait and then go get them. But oh hey, I've already lost a whole bunch of income that I would have earned for standing for selling these things because I had to buy the bait. And it's the only way I can get them to appear.
So
On the Valis, it kind of makes more sense because all the fish can appear without bait. It just increases the chance exponentially.
Yeah.
Planes, a lot of the fish only appear with the bait.
Yeah, I always hate that. I much prefer the Valis system for fishing.
Same. But
a big part of it is the fact that, well, I like the choice. So you can either spend the rep if you have excess rep, or you can buy the recipe and make it yourself. Right?
that also works. And this is the thing that kills me. The recipes still work if you
Yeah.
have them.
Yeah.
But anyone new coming in who wants that option doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah, no, I think there should be the choice. And I think there should be the choice on Valis as well.
Yeah.
Because, well, the big thing is, I never even knew how to get the bait for the Orb Valis. So, I don't care enough to find out. I'm just going to fucking fish it and then just go away and cry in a corner because I don't want to deal with this crap.
But then you just get all the fish anyway.
Yeah, just get all the fish anyway. So just, spend 24 hours on Orb Valis, get all the fish I ever need.
I don't like how bait really only works with the nodes, doesn't it?
Yes.
No, it doesn't work with only hotspots.
No, but it has such a huge difference.
If the fish appears in a hotspot, yeah.
Like-
There's some fish that actually don't.
Yeah, I know, but Mercrays don't. But they spawn so much more frequently if you throw the bait in the hotspot.
Yeah. I don't like the concept of the bait and the hotspots interacting. There should just be bait and hotspots, and it's so
This is the
fiddly.
thing. it doesn't interact with, at least with one fish I know of on Venus, which is the Tresmon. It adversely stays no, was it Tresmon? No, Kriller, that's the one. It adversely avoids hotspots. You will not find it there, and if you throw bait into a hotspot, they won't spawn.
Well,
fair enough.
That's nice.
I don't like.
It's not the usual now.
No, the thing I don't like about it is that I know what they're trying to do is these kind of mechanics is that it's like, oh, but it's for the players to experience and to figure out for themselves. But in theory, the game doesn't really give any feedback that you're doing something wrong. You'd have to sit down and tick off what fish you find and do some scientific analysis of, okay, these are 5 hotspots that I did without bait. Then I did it with bait in the middle, in the side, at a distance. With it's like, and then you work out, that bait plus doesn't work with that hotspot for that fish. When the game could just explain how to use baits and which fish much more clearly.
That, and we're all just wiki nuts anyways. Everyone looks up all the information.
They rely on that too much for some things, and the game gives you
really
no feedback in game. You literally would, as I say, have to do loads of counting and stats on. Yes, that's how this fishing system works. And it's just silly. So in general, though, what about the other things this person's saying? So we're talking about the Plains of the Valis, but this person's not just saying about the Plains of the
Valis. They said it. Oh God, I'm trying to think now. They mentioned that the criticism is good and all that, and it's important for that, but sometimes we need to just chill. And I kind of agree, especially as of late. It's felt a lot more like, hey, we're gonna rip EE's guts out and not really comment on the fact of the things they've done good, just what they've done wrong.
Yeah, well, that's just the problem with humanity, I feel.
It is. I kind of wish it was just less of an echo chamber of stupid aggression and more an even mix of the two.
Mm.
Part of the problem is, though, that people they like to rally behind something they hate. Actually, there was a clip I saw on Twitter from, I want to say, Kevin Hart. It's a black comedian. I'm sure it's him. Turned around.
The guy who got kicked off doing the Oscars. He was going to do the Oscars and then they dropped him.
I think that might.
I don't pay attention to the Oscars, so I really don't know. I don't really pay attention to celebrities in general.
Yeah, it is Kevin Hart. Basically, he was on a podcast and said that, what was it? It's fashionable to hate something. It is popular to hate something. So if people turn around and say like, oh, it's like, this was so amazing, that was so amazing, it's so good, oh, so good. You know, there'll be people out there that say, oh, they hated it for the most trivial reason because it's popular to hate it, right? Or to hate something, yeah? And that is often the case. People rally behind hatred and anger and ferocity because it is such a raw, powerful emotion or series of emotions that, you know, feeling happy and chill, you're just like, oh, I want to experience this for myself. Whereas something that's negative, you want to rally behind someone else. You want to know that you're not alone in hating something, right? And the number of people that just mimic what someone's saying because they are drawn to that drama, it's crazy high.
Yeah.
Yep. Hope not hate. Hope not hate. But we will hate all the haters so that we can hope by hating them. So that is how we provide ourselves hope. Because together we all hate the haters so much we'll hate. And our hate will sustain us and bring us hope.
What?
Exactly.
So, but to be fair, like, obviously DE have done an amazing job at producing something that is, I personally would say, one of the best games out there. I don't know about you guys. I personally judge whether or not I should buy a game based on, will I get as much entertainment from this as I will Warframe, which is free. He said World of Warcraft, but I meant Warframe.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I know. don't use it as my comparison standard because I'll get different amounts of enjoyment out of the games depending on what kind of game they are. When I look at a shooter or like a loot game now, I absolutely compare it to Warframe. Like, is this going to be more fun?
It's not just that, but like Nier Automata, right? Not really any direct comparison between Warframe and Nier Automata. I love Nier Automata. It gave me a similar sense of satisfaction. Not, oh, look, I'm collecting weapons. Or it was just a level of enjoyment.
Yeah.
Right? Which can be obtained in a multitude of different ways. And I was happy to have spent the 40, 45 quid, however much I spent on Nier Automata. Right? There are some games out there, like Loz, may I ask, how much did you spend on Anthem?
I don't know, what was the full price? 60?
Yeah.
45, 50, something like that?
Yeah, and like just playing the demo, I felt like I'm not going to enjoy this. I'm not going to get my sense of satisfaction for spending 60 quid when I could spend that and a little bit more once every 3 months to get hundreds of hours of enjoyment from Warframe. Well, actually, I don't even have to. You still get that enjoyment.
No, you don't. That is kind of how I feel about a bunch of things now. And I do hold things to that, like, will I enjoy this as much as the games I've got right now?
Yeah. I don't know. I try not to use Warframe in that capacity these days because there's just... it's almost like I don't see it as a game in the same way I see games. I go to other games for new things is one of the main things I do, so that when I go back to Warframe I can enjoy it. So that's why that's one of the reasons I play Anthem or I played Anthem and I love playing Destiny and I like playing The Division 2 is so that I can look at those other games and then basically reflect on them and see the amazingness that is Warframe, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I played Diablo 3. It was just like, you can't always have steak. Sometimes you have to have a cheeseburger to realize how much you want steak.
I like cheeseburgers.
God damn it, now I'm craving burgers again. Ugh.
Oh, so you want to go to Five Guys? We haven't been.
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Okay.
Right, anyway, moving on. So, what other things I want to look at it? So, just to say, what was I going to say? I was going to say something about how Warframe isn't perfect and there was some features that were missing. I was looking at this. Hang on, what was it saying? Very, very grindy, balancing issues, game improved so much. Both in content fair. So what aspects of Warframe I feel that I just want to say that it's an amazing game. They've added so much more to it, and they are going to keep adding to it. And it's amazing what they do put into the game. I can't remember what I was saying. I was going to have a point to this. No, that's what I was going to go back to. Yeah, so obviously this person says I'm satisfied with Warframe, and they've played it a lot, and they've played it. But I wouldn't say Warframe is going to be one of these weird things. Technically, it's still in beta, and it isn't really finished, really. And the story still needs work, still needs a lot more to it. And we'll get in there, though. It's going to come, and it's going to be amazing, because it's going to take its time. But the other thing is definitely, and Warframe has tried, and it just never really cracked this. I am not satisfied, I'll go with that, with the new player experience.
Yeah.
And
it's weird
new players.
Yeah, but they are working on that as well. We'll have to see. But we did have the point where Steve said they tried all these different things and none of it's really worked. Does that mean that they should they should just give up on the new player experience and let players bring other players through the early stages and onto the wiki and things? Or is it they just haven't cracked that and they need to find they just haven't done it right?
I think it's just a simple case of they haven't cracked it. I mean, the problem is that Warframe is primarily, I think part of the problem, player experience, Warframe is primarily a co-op game. You are playing with other people. The new player experience, much like the cinematic quest, is completely isolated. You are doing it solely on your own. To then suddenly go from a single player experience to hey, look, there's hundreds and hundreds of people all around you, right? It's just like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? It's a huge jarring impact.
Yeah.
Right?
And I've had the experience of playing obviously with PC players, like bring a new PC player into the game, and I can help them and say, okay, let's do this mission together and get them onto the next do that leap over that little gorge because there's no bridge across it at the current between the pause prize and then into the main game, and then I can give them a few mods, we can do a few missions, and then I get them going on the treadmill. I've also had the experience of having a console player as a friend, and I've got them into Warframe, but I can do nothing there and then to help them persist. But literally, they would it was somebody at work, and they'd come back to work, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, you need to do this, you need to do this," and I even gave them platinum codes, and I was like, "Yeah, here's some platinum codes," and they were able to slowly get a bit more, but it was clear that I can see, looking back, I mean, they gave up after a while, and it's because I couldn't give them the support I could give a PC player that helps them carry into the main game. It was such a delay that I have to wait for them to come back to talking to me, which would normally be the next day. And because I couldn't help them there and then, they'd get frustrated with it. I wouldn't be able to make the leaps and connections they need to progress through the game. Which is so it just shows how it's not there yet, and they need to do a rethink of it. It's like a few gorges. It's like walking through a jungle and then occasionally you get gorges. It's like, can I leap that? Yes, you can leap it. Be like, I don't know if I should. I could just leave the jungle and go play a different game. It's like, no, just jump across that small gorge. It's not as big as you think, and then over the side you'll find an amazing super temple of amazing riches. But they get worried and leave.
Yeah.
One thing
for me, it's
Go on.
You go. I was just gonna say I've brought like 5 or 6 people through the new player experience on PC now.
Mm-hmm.
And while they've had great times and they've enjoyed their time with Warframe, none of them have stuck around. Because, and this is the weird part, because they enjoyed the new player experience more of not knowing what to do and kind of looking for help rather than, okay, what do I do now? Oh, there isn't actually anything left to do. Huh. And then leaving. It's weird.
Definitely.
But the new player experience does need work, because I absolutely have to, when I was doing it, I couldn't say like, okay, yeah, go off on your own. I had to handhold them all the way up until at least Mars before they were like autonomous and could figure out what to do.
We move on to supplies.
Let's move on to supplies then. I think this is the key to enjoying a game like Warframe, and it's something that is apparently way too difficult for a lot of people to wrap their brains around. Far too many players get fixated on the meta. Obviously, we've been focusing more on middle and early game players, I suppose, as the end game stuff, right? So, far too many players get fixated on the meta and when it changes, or if a meta bit of gear gets changed when they get their panties in a bunch and about how the devs have broken the game.
Okay, great example. Driven dispositions recently.
Yep.
And the fact that they're threatening to nerf Itzel. And everyone's lost their goddamn minds.
Yeah.
That's great examples of what exactly they're saying.
Yeah, the thing is, I can give you legitimate complaints about why they need to nerf Itzel in the game. We'd better after nerfing it. People who just want it not to be nerfed are the only answer is like, I enjoy using it and I want to use the ability. That's not an argument. It's just
if
next complaint.
If hold on, one thing I want to say is like, if I'd love to hear like the genuine reasoning behind why someone hates change, right? I remember like arguments I've had with people about, oh, they're changing Oberon's abilities, or they're changing this, or they're changing that. They changed Nova. They changed her molecular prime. Before, it used to hit everything within a radius instantly, instead of being a wave, right? It used to be that all the kills of molecular prime targets would be owned by Nova, but they changed that. Like, oh god, I'm not discouraged from playing the game by any of these changes. They are just there, and you have to live with it, sort of thing. It's like, situation in life changes all the time. Rally against it, then how on earth are you going to continue? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I need
if you rally against change, how is anything going to improve one way or the other?
Right, next one. It's a little off-putting to see so much anger and so many griping, I guess. I mean, the developers are only human. Making things is hard. And Warframe is an amalgam of so many fluid processes built up... I said that right. Built up over the course of 6 long and dedicated years. If anything, I'm incredibly impressed every new update implemented doesn't cause the whole system to collapse.
Yeah.
Very good point. Yeah.
There is a lot of signs pointing to they're all fluid systems, they all work, but everything is spaghetti code, and the art of not breaking everything when you try to do one new thing is impressive.
I wouldn't say it's only because scaling, and this is the reason to play other game. I wouldn't say it's that bad spaghetti code. The Frostbite engine for Anthem is spaghetti code.
You haven't seen what happens to dojos every single patch. There's always a new break every hotfix.
Well, the problem is break. Well, the problem is it's legacy code, right?
Yeah, it is.
It is something that they've not really maintained, right? It was like the Lars, help me out. Trials.
Wow.
No, Trials, right? They had to remove them because they said every single time they wanted to release new content, they had to see how it would impact the Trials, and the Trials had important content behind them, the arcanes, right? They chose to remove the Trials because it would allow for better progression of content, right? Or better development. And it might be a case of, right, we have to remove dojos, they'll be back next patch, right? Because they can't, but I think at the moment, because dojos don't have vital stuff in them that,
yeah, they're kind of the forgotten about, and the breaks admittedly are minor. It's things like, oh hey, this is turned invisible, this hitbox is completely broken, and for the subset of people who care about it, of which I am one, it's annoying as hell. But we also usually understand that it's like that.
But the big thing is, it doesn't have to hold up a patch.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to hold up a patch, and I do get that, and it's impressive that of all the things, only one thing is breaking, and it's such legacy code. And I give them full credit for that. It makes sense, but there's definitely some weird spaghetti still left in there.
Yeah.
There's always going to be weird spaghetti.
I'm hungry now.
So much food. Burgers and spaghetti.
Burgers and spaghetti. Oh, man.
God damn it. No, I want to just make spaghetti and put it on a hamburger bun.
Oh, you got to have the burger as well.
Oh, yes.
Put the spaghetti with
spaghetti
my burger.
No, spaghetti and meatballs.
Could you squeeze the spaghetti into a burger shape?
Now you're treading on that line of people who make pictures of beans that have been put into like cake pans and just a bean cake. Have fun.
Bean cake, right?
Only if there can be meatballs in it.
Well, yeah. To the
take the game as a game, not a job. If I find myself frustrated, I just remind myself that it's just a game. It doesn't have any effect on my life, not much at least. Same with Nightwave. I have a week. I do the task when I feel like it.
You have a week?
They've actually said, I have a week, as in they are weak.
Yeah,
not that they have a week of time. They have a week. A week. Not a weakness, a week. A week. A week. A week.
Anyway.
A wee week. Anyway, just moving on. So, yes, Warframe is a job. Warframe is life. Warframe is love. So it's just moving on. Yeah. But obviously, if you're playing the game and you feel like you're playing the game just to play the game, take a break. You will appreciate games so much more if you come back to them.
Yeah.
And it might be you might miss out on something. But then, to be honest, in the long run with Warframe, you probably won't miss out, really.
And one of the best things about Warframe is it still fucking works.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Whereas brand new games that you buy, sometimes it just doesn't want to turn on.
Oh, God. Sometimes
looking at you, Dishonored 2.
I still
want to play that.
I'm looking at Sekiro. Like, literally all week I've not been able to play it, and I have no idea why.
Only a week? Well, I'm looking at my Anthem with my infinite load screens and my my spaghetti code math system where the level 1 gun is the most powerful gun in the game, and the less gear you have equipped makes you stronger.
Yeah, that's some real
Stupid.
Oversights.
And their inability to fix the drops, and every time it breaks, and they say, whoops, it broke again, and it actually gives the drops everyone wants. And like, don't change it. Like, don't worry, guys, we'll put it how we intended it to be, and they break it, because that's not what everyone wants. And they don't seem to have ears to listen. They haven't patched those in yet.
I want to give Anthem a chance, but I have to wait. I really have to wait until they either fix this, or I'm going to give up.
You can...
Just give up.
At some point, no. At some point, you can pick up Anthem for like 20 quid.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm waiting for. Either it's cheap as nails, or they've somehow magically fixed everything, and it's probably going to be the first one.
It's gonna, yeah. Well, the first big content drop, which they haven't. I know we're going to live Anthem. Just so you know, that they put out a roadmap as soon as the game came out, and it said that the Cataclysm, which is supposed to be some big event in the game, that's all we know. It's just called the Cataclysm. Is going to happen.
So it's when
in
they
May.
just throw the source code out, right? And it's just the apocalypse.
Well, it's probably when they just give up on the game and just give it to everyone for like nothing, and then say, "Yeah, we're moving to the next project."
It's free to play. It's the free to play Cataclysm.
Free to play Cataclysm, and then BioWare will just break, so they don't have to support it because that's the actual Cataclysm. No more BioWare. But anyway, so that comes out next month, and they've told us nothing about it. Now, if that drops and it's a complete wet noodle of a thing, then the game's going to tank in price, and you just pick it up and experience it and be like, yeah, that's a terrible game.
But it won't
It
tank.
just has nothing. What?
I bet EA won't change the price.
No, they will eventually.
I just think they'll turn around
It'll
like,
probably be a year or two.
yeah, they'll probably be like, oh, look at this new amazing content. Bad review. We've added a hat. Oh, well, okay. Bad review.
That's the other thing, right? They've actually got loads of armor sets in the game, which can be really amazing to have a store to flick through and look at them and feel like, oh, I want that one. No, they put it on a 3-day returning cycle where randomly it's like every 3 days, here is some things for you to buy. What? Where's the rest of it? No, you can't buy that stuff. Right, next week, here's 7 other random things.
This actually ties back into the original question, which was, that makes it kind of feel like you have to constantly be playing Anthem like a job. Which you don't have to do with Warframe.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, so you look at Night Waves. You've got a week to do them. You can do them however you want in that week. You
can do as many as you want.
Many as you want, not as many as you want. You might miss out on dailies, but they're the cheapest thing, really. And you've got 3 days to do each daily anyway. Whereas in Anthem, you literally, if you want to be up to date and keep getting all the gear that you have to buy, you have to literally be logging in once every 3 days to check what is available. If you want it or not, and then it's ridiculous. Anyway, back to the amazing one from the comments. Last reply. Part of the fun for me is finding my own meta. You can do so many fun, silly, unique things with builds. Some Nightwave challenges have been a blessing in disguise for me, like finding all caches in 3 missions, or finding syndicate medallions. I've forgotten how neat some of the tile sets actually are, because 9 times out of 10, everyone wants to get things done and rush to extract. That's a fair point. I mean, there's so much game in Warframe now. Most of the time, before Nightwaves especially, I'd log in, and if I did force myself to do something, I'd be so tunnel visioned on getting that done. I wouldn't really care what I was doing, why I was doing it. Whereas with Nightwaves, you go, oh, I'll do this mission on this planet. Oh, that's fun. Oh, yeah, this tile set. Oh, I've never seen this tile before. Oh, have they updated this tile? Well, that's really nice. You appreciate the game more just by the sheer randomness of it.
Yeah. That actually happened with me and Mars. I'm like, what is this tile? I've never seen this before. And now I can't unsee it. Like, it's showing up everywhere. Like, how did I miss this before?
Yeah. Like, another one is the number of times that I just like, wait, has this secret room always been here?
Oh my god, the secret room counts in the void. I'm like, how many of these damn things were there?
No, not just that, but like, there was one of the really old tiles, right? Porpoise ship. It's a giant room where there's a catwalk, and then T-junctions into going left and right, and the elevators at the ends of like 2 other catwalks that go down and they go into lower doors. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, right. There's a fucking secret room underneath one of the stairways, and it's just like not stairways, but like one of the catwalks, and I'm just like,
what?
I never fucking knew that was there.
That's a thing.
I'm still playing this 6 years, right? I'm still finding secret rooms. I don't know if it's because the level design is like bored and I'm gonna put a secret room in here now, or what? But I love that. I just love it, finding secret rooms.
Yeah, that's... Wow, I had no idea that was there, and I've been up and down the corporate ship a million times.
There should be an achievement. Find every secret room.
Oh, God.
Well, they could actually do something really cool where they put special things only in hidden rooms, so you actually have to go to hidden rooms rather than putting them like the curios somewhere on the map. But yeah, that'll be fun. Right, well that's it. Let's move on to the next topic because I feel we've done a lot on this topic.
Next topic. Topic 2.
Yep.
Bye.
Oh no, it's broken.
Oh no, it's broken.
No, it's broken.
Why broken?
Oh, good.
No want. Over. There we go. Right.
Hey.
The Wolf of Saturn 6. Appearance rate. How many times have you guys seen the Wolf of Saturn 6?
Once.
You're lying, it doesn't exist. Right.
3.
No, what doesn't exist is the wolf sledge itself.
No,
because he only dropped things, and everyone I've talked to has said he's only dropped like North Wind or something.
Right, he is an April Fool's played by DE on everyone. He's a long-term April Fool's. They didn't realize it was only supposed to last one day. Right. They said,
I swear to
now he's got a new hat.
They said the wolf would start increasing in appearance over time. And we're pretty far into the season now. It should be entirely possible for someone playing the challenges to get the parts of his hammer, but after getting a couple of pieces, I've not seen him again for a few days. Days?! What? I've seen him in weeks!
Yeah!
Right?
Supposedly he's been appearing on like the last planet that they mention in the event thing. I'm like, I don't buy it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't buy that. I've seen him on the moon.
And I mean, like, he
Nah.
appears everywhere, but it's a case of, quote, he appears more frequently on places like Neptune, or I guess now it'll be Jupiter.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't buy it.
This doesn't seem to be the intention that the system was built towards, making players feel like just finding the wolf and fight him. Meanwhile, the stalker visited me so much I ran out of tea for him. Even the harvester showed up. Starts being funny in some way when you see the message, "You have been playing for over an hour, please consider taking to take a break. Sorry game, I've been playing with almost no break because I'm trying to just get one more part. Give me the wolf so I can get the part."
Hold on, wait, it tells you if you've been playing for over an
Only
hour?
in the EU.
What?
Oh, is that for EU only? Oh, okay.
Yes. It's,
Yeah, because I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's what's got a law in the EU. So
Huh.
if you're connected to the EU servers, it will appear.
Interesting.
Or the EU chat.
Fair enough. I've seen him 3 times. I've gotten one bit of the sledge so far. I think it's fine. I think so far. I mean, hopefully the rate will increase. But until we've seen the finished, until we move past this night wave, we're really not going to know how that appearance rate is going to be by the end of it. I mean, I doubt in the last week he's going to spawn every mission you do, but I would assume there's going to be a sort of boss fight on the last week, and that will just let you get the parts. because seeing as weapons are tied to mastery, DE doesn't seem to these days to be too fussed with having exclusivity anymore. Things will just come back, and I can totally see that where there being in the last week there'll be a boss fight node, and you can just fight the wolf and get the bits.
I actually
go.
I was gonna say I heard someone who quote had insider info. I don't know how far to throw this. That wolf will be staying around after the night wave, still just as a random rare spawn.
That's what I would expect. I would not as like a random rare spawn. I reckon when you go fight like the amalgams on Jupiter,
or Salad himself,
yeah, like, or maybe the Flydalon or whatever, they'll turn around like, you know, they'll death mark you for the wolf. Right? That is what I reckon they'll do. I reckon they'll turn him into a new mid-boss and...
Hunter boss.
Huh?
Hunter boss.
Hunter boss, sure. I like to call them mid-bosses.
I call them assassins, but yeah.
Nah. And... nah. Crap, what was I saying? Yeah, I just reckon it'll be like that. But in all honesty, I'm really pissed off. Right, I would have thought.
I am too.
I would have thought we'd have at least seen him once being sat on bloody Orb Valis for 24 hours, but we didn't.
I don't think he can actually spawn on the mega tiles.
What?
No,
like the open worlds.
No, come on a minute.
No, because the bloody dudes were turning up.
When's the last time you saw?
None of the other assassins can show up on there. That's the thing.
But he's a hobbit.
Not a hobbit.
Fine, he's a tall hobbit.
The hobbits are just hey, we're gonna roll the number for what enemy to spawn. Oh, hey, we rolled the rare number of spawn a cluster of wolf boys. And I'm pretty sure this is the case after I got 2 of them spawning on top of each other.
Hold on. Where can't the mid-bosses spawn? There's obviously
so far,
ESO.
It seems like the open worlds.
Plains and Valis.
And the ESO.
Right?
Yeah.
What about sorties?
Spawn and sorties.
What about nightmare missions?
Yeah, they can.
Right? What about arbitrations?
I don't think they can do arbitration.
Just trying to think of like other sort of endgame-ish. What about invasions?
Yes, they can spawn invasions.
Yes, they can. Though I don't think you can get a Corpus assassin if you're helping Corpus, or the Grineer one if you're helping Grineer.
Yeah, but I think you can get the Syndicate ones.
Yeah. Syndicates and all the others. Docker, yeah.
I'm honestly a little annoyed the fact that, you know, you can get the dudes in the plains, but you can't get the wolf.
It is annoying, but again, I'm pretty sure it's literally just they were thrown into the enemy spawn pool for every mission and are just a rare spawn.
But it's misleading.
Like an Eximus or whatever.
Like,
oh, it is.
I would have thought, genuinely, like, I would have thought we would have been able to see him. Anyway.
Yeah. It's something.
Okay, I know I want to ask a card. How many times have you seen the Wolf of Sansa? We'll do like ranges.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
So obviously 0. How many times have you?
How many roads must a man walk down till he can call himself a man?
You're having fun there.
I was trying to think of a way of tenifying that.
How many times does the man see wolf in order to actually get a wolf sledge?
Actually, that's another thing. Like, have you got the wolf sledge? That's
oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I want to ask that as a card as well. Have you got the sledge?
Have you obtained the wolf sledge?
Have you obtained the... Because we didn't use a card in the last.
Oh, cool. That's true. Right, so going through the replies quickly.
Yep.
I've yet to see a single spawn. Might just have to buy the hammer with PA Plat. PA Plat. What's PA?
Wait,
Yeah,
can you actually trade?
You can trade the parts.
Oh, okay.
Prime Access Plat. There we are. Yeah, you can trade the bits, which is good for the economy and things. So Prime Access Platinum, fair enough. Yeah, that goes against my nature. I still believe everyone should have an equal opportunity given the hard work they spend. You don't really directly do stuff for the wolf, but the thing is, I expect it's probably like logarithmic, exponential. It's exponential, probably the increase in spawn rate. Like it's probably like, we're probably like the bit where it's going, and then like the last few weeks you'll probably get a lot.
And gentle.
Indeed. Right, anyway, moving on. Next one. I see many people in my clan as well that never saw him even once. There should be ad spawns for him. There should be ad spawns for him, in my opinion. I see low master rank players people complain since they don't have the guns to kill him, yet those who can kill him never sees him.
Yeah.
A dedicated spawn place or a place that has a high chance will also be nice since people can then farm him. Stalker is okay, even though I don't see him for months sometimes, but Wolf is an event. How about this? I've got something for you.
What?
How about in the last 3 weeks, you can spend wolf creds on wolf beacons?
Wolf beacons! Oh my god!
I was actually going to say after the season, maybe Barrow should be able to give you a wolf beacon.
Okay, but I think spending the wolf creds on it would be interesting.
I'm fine with that as well. As I spent my first wolf creds.
Tonkor skin, right?
One is the Tonkor skin, one is the tiny medallion that is smaller than the Noggles.
Yeah. I have that
is it tiny?
It's tiny.
Oh, it's really tiny.
It's like the base is half the size of the Noggles.
Hold on, I can post an image of it real fast.
I was going to put it on my prime pedestals, but it's like, oh, that's a fucking...
One thing I was going to say is, why is it that one of your things is animated, but not... Oh no, it's when I hover on them. Okay, what was I going to say? Oh god, that is tiny. Can you donate those to the dojo?
Probably.
Yeah, you probably can. You can donate most Orbiter decorations.
Yeah, because I was thinking about buying one so that we could put it in the trophy room, but then if it's that piddling...
Here's the sad part, too. When you donate, I guarantee you it's going to take 20 capacity.
Yeah.
Because that's what the Noggles cost. It's insane.
Can it just take one?
I know someone who really wanted like a Noggle shelf of all the Noggles in their dojo that the group could collectively contribute to. And I had to break the news that even in an inspiration hall, there's not enough space to store every single Noggle. And that's with absolutely nothing else in the room.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's terrible, because it's like 25 per Noggle.
They need to...
Reduce it to 5 makes more sense, because it's an animated thing. But 25?
Well, no, I think they might just need to redo the dojos and things. Let's
they need to redo a lot about dojos. That's just one of the smaller issues.
Yeah, like fucking the bloody decoration thing is just janky as shit.
DE really needs to... DE really just needs to go, okay, here was a spawn rate week 1, and here is how it has increased since then. And here is everything that affects the spawn. Because until they do, telling us that, oh, the spawn rate is increasing means nothing. I mean, going from 0.1% spawn rate to 0.5 spawn rate is an increase of 400% over the initial spawn rate. But it doesn't really mean much.
Yeah.
That is going from 1 in 100 mission... No, 1 in
1,000
to 1 in 200. That's
how many fucking missions do you want me to do?
But if that's a 1 week increase in spawn rate, that's not too bad. Let's say it did that a 400% increase.
Right, okay.
Each week, that would be...
Yeah.
So, yeah, it depends. But I think there's a small number there, but... Maybe they started with like 0.01%. But yeah, anyway, I think it's hard to say on this issue. We really need to wait. It's one of the problem with one of the massive problems with the Nightwave is we need to wait till we have finished the Nightwave so that we can reflect back on it and say what was good, what was bad, and then look at next season and see how they fix it. As for now, I mean, I've seen it 3 times. It is annoying sometimes when you don't even have the gear to do it. They've made it weaker now, so it is a bit easier. But I do think that we'll have to wait to see on the last few weeks. I think is the important thing.
Yeah.
How many weeks do we have left of this Nightwave? Does anyone know?
We're theoretically we're week 7 now. The problem is we don't know how they're treating the first half week. So if they're counting I'm pretty sure they're counting that as a full week. But so basically we're week 7, so there's at least 3 more weeks left.
Right.
But there could be more. So it's just a case of like if I'm not expecting to see him or in like any capacity, and it's just like
But if his spawn rate does increase, and by the end of it means that the bits will be really cheaper, because on average more people will be seeing him, which means more kills, which means more bits drop, which means that it'll cost less platinum, and that probably means you can pick it up in week 10 for like nothing.
Right.
Hopefully.
Should we move on to topic 3?
We should.
Sure.
And it works. Right, cool. Open world mass resource drops trivializes content.
Bullshit.
The exploiter orb and the thumper.
Controversial opinion.
The exploiter orb and the thumper on PoE have massive amounts of their respective open world drops. The mass drop of resources completely trivializes mining and fishing mechanics, Cetus and Fortuna. Not to mention making the rep grind a complete non-issue due to the amount of gems that you can throw at the appropriate NPCs for basically infinite rep. Instead, an alternative would be to make bosses normally drop a lot of the rest of the world's resources, such as mutagen samples from Lephantis or Argon from Corrupted 4, and restrict the mass open world drops to events.
I'm going to still call bullshit with this.
Hold on. No.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I don't think anybody like going out and fishing and mining for extended periods of time. Sure, it's chill. I don't mind it, but it's not fun. And I really hated the standing farm. Screw that. I will take easy standing any day of the goddamn week.
Yeah.
It's an unnecessary extra layer of farm that is overwhelming.
I think both yes and no on
sorry,
this.
I don't want to say overwhelming. I want to say underwhelming. Right?
What's underwhelming?
Well, like, you know, doing all this other farming, right? Do the reps and all that stuff. It's just like, woo. You know, fishing, mining. I wouldn't say it's overwhelming in the slightest. I'd honestly say it's completely underwhelming. So either I've completely misunderstood what you're saying, or I'd say, no, it's boring as fuck.
The way I find it is there's too much of it, and it's shitty farm. It's not interesting farm. And it makes it like this overwhelming feeling obstacle of, oh my god, I have to go and sit there and spend forever doing this. And so people don't bother because they don't feel up to dealing with the amount of bullshit and boring.
See, I'm on both sides on this, because I can completely agree with the point you're saying. I can give you an example. I've not progressed, I think, beyond level 4 of the rep with planes, even though I have enough fish to probably max myself out from unleveled 3 times over by now, because I don't have Mercray livers, and I need like 10. I cannot be asked to farm these things, because I had to like somehow make the bait out of certain bits and whatever, and maybe the fact that they're on now, maybe I might be more interested in just picking up some bait and giving it a go. But in more likelihood, I'm probably just going to wait for Plaguestar to come back. When should Plaguestar come back?
Just whenever they decide.
It's
It's not scheduled.
Yeah.
It's whenever they decide. They should just do it.
I know, but is it overdue kind of thing? Since
I think
It is. It absolutely is overdue, I think.
Because
Because they've not been wanting to draw attention away from Venus because they've been putting all their focus onto that.
But that's the thing, is that the Venus' bloody Fishers has already come back again.
Yeah, I know. I think that's because a lot of people were complaining that, oh my god, we didn't have enough time to do the Opticore thing, and oh my god, we can't do the Orb Mother anymore, and you gave her really rare bullshit drops.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I can agree with that.
But that's where I was
some
going to
time?
do is that, yeah, I mean, I can farm the Thumpers for Mercury Livers in theory now, because I did check they are on the drop table. I don't like the fact that the Thumpers are... I would much prefer these kind of big drops actually being on the boss fight that is... you have to use that weird thing to access the boss fight, and then, yes, it has a lot of drops on it. I much prefer that. That's a limited time thing.
Wait, what?
It is a bit...
You mean a bounty?
No, Exploiter Orb.
But the Exploiter...
You need a resource to summon the Exploiter Orb.
Yeah, certainly.
The resource
sorry.
you get from
I'm
the
with
event,
you now.
which is
I'm with
time
you now.
limited.
I'm with you now.
So you're
So, like,
limited
something
in
from the
Exploiter Orb
ghouls.
swords. Yeah, like the ghouls. Yeah, okay, make things from the ghouls. It's time limited, but it is going to come back quite regularly. That makes sense to have these large drops. The fact that the Thumpers, as soon as I heard that, like, they drop everything, I'm just like, why?
Well, like...
And it basically makes... I mean, you guys have just said about how it makes, it's boring to do this fishing and farming. I'm just, the mining. I'm like, well, D wanted to do something different. They've added it into the game, and you just basically went, well, that content's useless, so might as well just take it and just get rid of that, because I just want to kill a big loot pinata and get all my loot. But that's what we do all day, every day.
I do think they need to tone down the amounts that come from it, because it's over easy. But I feel like if someone does not want to go and sit down and go, yeah, I'm going to have to spend the next 5 hours of my life to get a small amount of progress on this massive thing, versus, hey, I'd rather just go kill some things, that should be an option.
But that option was always there, apart from a few things, because you can buy most of the gems, apart from a handful of the rare things. I think it's mainly only on the plays, which is like Mercury Livers.
But you still have to...
Mercury Livers. You can buy for platinum, and you could just say, go out, do some farming of some void bits, and just get some trade for platinum. There you go. You've literally bought the things you're after. There was another avenue there. It's not people probably won't like it, but there was another option. And instead, we just have to have these giant loot pinatas running around. And I think the Exploiter Orb was okay, because it had those other mechanics going there. It was a boss fight. It's better to do it in a group. It did take time to do. It was a whole thing. Yes, it gave a lot of loot, but it was supposed to be time limited. The Thumpers just seem to be like taking that idea and just running away with it, because they're just there and they just go kill Thumpers all day long, because
they drop nowhere near as much as Exploiter.
Oh, I know, but,
yeah.
But you can set yourself to the highest map version, and then you get the bigger ones more likely, and then you will get more. And
how do you adjust that? I still don't know how to do that.
It's what bounty you take from Konzu. If you take
bounty, God, that explains a lot.
Yeah. It even affects, like, Xeno pointed this out to me, and it's like amazing for him to figure this out. But it even affects was it Grok Drool, and the weird drops you get just that you want to farm off the floor. Iridium, yeah. If you set it to a higher thing, you get more.
Yeah.
If you set it to the lowest one, you get like 1 drop per thing you smash. If you set it to the highest one, you get 4. And that's without a booster. So
you should be able to just select that when you go out of the planes, like what difficulty.
Yeah. I don't know.
I've got to run it through a bounty.
Yeah, but so back to this then. So I'm in two minds of this, because yes, there are resources which, I mean, I refuse to engage with farming Mercuries. I just think it's just too complicated. But that's because I think they need to put more time into making the fishing game more interesting. Like, it's as simple as you just chuck things at fish. You can make the fish appear. There are hotspots, and you chuck bait mainly at the hotspots, because that's what everyone does. And then there's different areas where the fish spawn. That's it. I think it should be a much more interesting and complex fight. Maybe there should be bigger fish. That as soon as you try and latch it does a mini game where you have to fight the fish, pulling left and right and things. That maybe make it more involved, and thus you then get a loot fish that has fish in its stomach. There you go. There you get many fish for doing one fish. And then maybe sometimes you could be mining, and you've just summoned up a rock monster, and you have to fight the rock monster, and thus you get rocks. That's how it should be done. not making these magical loot pinatas that just give all the other things you don't even actually. I'll just. Where shall I go today for my fresh fish? Well, I'll just go kill those thumpers.
Yeah, admittedly, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Fishing should give fish, mining should give mining. They need to make those more interesting, not just cheapen out by just ruining the content by putting it in big loot pinatas.
I don't know, because like I remember. So first off, I'm going to ask the question: are you for or against mass resource drops?
Loot pinatas.
Are you for or against? How do you spell pinata? Loot.
I was right. Pinata, but it's a N with an accent.
God, I
shall paste it for you.
N. Oh God.
There you
go.
What is the symbolic meaning of pinata? The Mexican Catholic interpretation of that adjective rested on the struggle of man against temptation. 7 points represent the 7 deadly sins. The pot represents evil, and the seasonal fruit and candy inside the temptations of evil. The person was sick blindfolded. Blindfolded represent faith. So they smash evil to get food. Nice.
Okay, so are you for or against? So I remember many moons ago, we said that there should always be a way of getting resource caches, gems and things from maybe bounties, right? That there needed to be alternative ways of getting this stuff than just going out and fishing or going out and mining. Yeah, because there were loads of people that hated the Etch-a-Sketch method of mining, and for good reason. It was bad, right? I am not against this. I'm perfectly for this. There is an option there. Maybe it's too much one direction, but I would certainly rather the option there, this option there, than no option or no choice at all.
But it goes back to the old thing of that players will always go for the loot cave, and these are walking loot caves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But
yeah.
Also, it's the fact that this content's a year and a half old.
No, it isn't. Exploiter Orb isn't.
Yeah, but Plains is.
Yeah, and that's how this game should be run now. They should literally just take fishing. They should just do a patch which removes
Should they
fishing
not remove Mutilus Alad VNav coordinates? Should they not remove
that's
beacons?
A stupid time limited mechanic.
Yeah, but in order to actually ascend in like these syndicates and things, you need to actually give away special MacGuffins.
No, you see, and I completely agree with that. And I'm somebody who hasn't finished his rep with
Ostrons?
Cetus? Ostrons. I literally am sitting there and it's like, I log in and I look at it and I'm like, I should do this, I should donate fish. I'm at the camp, what do I need? Mercraze. We'll wait for Plague Star. So then, I mean, literally the kind of person who this should be a benefit to, and I still say, I don't like this. And I'm somebody who literally am being crippled by the current system.
You say
and
Plague
I don't
Star, why?
You can then just do Plague Star event and trade for Mercraze livers.
Right.
I can just get them there. Okay. So I'm somebody who's literally not engaging in the current system on this year and a half old thing. This system should be benefiting me in your point, and I still say no. I still say this is just too far. The thumpers, no. Maybe if okay, how about instead you did thumpers and you get thumper beacons, and eventually you can put the thumper beacons together to summon a boss thumper, and that's the loot pinata. That's fine. Make people work for it. I don't get why the basic thumpers are just... And the thumpers are just, you shoot the knees off and you shoot them, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, they're pretty tanky, but more or less.
That's it. I mean, there's nothing more to it. So I'm just like, it seems so ridiculous to give them a massive loot table of everything on there already.
To be fair, To be fair though, I play the Exploiter Orb not for the loot pinata side of it, but because it's just such a damn good fun.
Exactly. See, I was the same. I didn't do it for loot. We did it. In fact, I've got it on the notepad.
Oh, how many? This is you. Remember I called you, right? And you said 5.
Yes.
Yeah. The actual question was, how many groups of dudes did we kill? Hobbits.
10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 20, 30, 45. Technically, maybe 44.
Yeah, because we missed one, technically. Because
yeah, and they were double rep for that weekend.
Right, okay.
And we did 18 all mother fights.
Cool.
Yep. But that's why, I mean, imagine if you could assemble bits and pieces from the thumpers, and then you called in a super thumper, and it came in on an airdrop, and they dropped it in. I mean, it'd be a proper big fight. It'd be cool.
Wait, was that was 44 times 3, right?
We killed 44 packs.
Right, okay.
So obviously, each pack is worth 300.
Right, no, yeah, no, I get it. Anyway, sorry, yes.
It even says groups of hobbits. Anyway, hobbits is... Get hobbits. Anyway, so yeah, so I think it'd be really cool to you kill thumpers, you then build a thumper beacon, and then you see like 2 Grineer tusks, whatever the things are. They bring in a super thumper.
Oh, the Ogmas.
That then drops. Yeah, Ogmas. Or maybe 4 Ogmas carry in a super thumper that then drops, and it's the size of like Lephantis, and then that one is the loot pinata. So you can't just go onto the plains and farm the mobs continuously. You have to do a bit of work.
I think you only get... I've heard you only get 2 per going into the plains. Only 2 will spawn.
Is that a thing?
I've heard.
That actually would make sense, because that lines up with when I tried looking for them with a friend. We were trying to go out and farm them because we wanted the weapon, and we couldn't find any more after 2. Like after half an hour of searching.
Wiki says only 1 thumper at a time will appear on the plains in any instance, and there is a 90 to 120 seconds cooldown time before thumper will spawn.
Yeah, but like we sat there for half an hour after 2 kills, and not a single one spawned.
Mm.
No, I thought that was it won't spawn for the first 2 minutes. Was that?
Oh, it does say that here. I thought that this was the case. I heard this. Dormant thumpers are buried underground and thus are not visible from long distances. They will only emerge from ground once players are within striking distance.
So you have to walk it.
You have to walk near them or be near them. You can't just see them from distance.
That is awesome.
Is that explained?
You could K-drive them. And then
again, but that makes K-drive more viable. That makes it more useful.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
Right.
Oh, and we
were using Arcwing.
Apparently, they can only be found during the daytime.
I suppose because they didn't want the Eidolons to actually take parts off. Thumping drill! Thump! Anyway.
They just...
Wait for an Eidolon to actually use a terror list as an... Yeah, so bigger. So you got Terror List, Gaunt List, Hydra List. Then you got the like Dave List, but it's so big it could use the Terror List as an arm. You know they get really big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Hey, can I put forward my Stover list?
Stover list.
Hang on, give me a moment.
Have like a stove for an arm.
No. Just posted the picture of it. The Stover list.
What? Oh, is that an Eidolon? Is that an Eidolon comprised of other Eidolons?
No, that's an Eidolon comprised of Stover floofs.
Floofs.
Oh.
Not on fire.
Stoverlon.
Oh, Loz, we should actually get some floofs, put him in the dojo, and then use the fire decoration on the pile of floofs. I came up with that during an Arbiter's one.
That's a good one.
Loz is pleased with this.
This pleases Loz. The sacrifice pleases Loz. Let's move on to the replies to see what people say about it.
Yep.
I can't say I like mining or fishing, so having bosses drop the resources is helpful to me. Or it would be had this implementation happened months, a year after I'd finished farming all the items from both open worlds. Well, not really, because the Venus came out, what, November?
Yeah. It didn't take long to get the bits.
I know, but it's that they're saying like, oh, it's been a year. It's like, really hasn't been for Venus. Okay, so they also say, in a game primarily focused on killing as many things as fast and efficiently as possible, both mining, fishing, and conservation run counter to what I actually enjoy playing the game to do. And I'm sure there would be others like me. Yeah, where's the boss that you kill and then it just magically drops out animals that you've saved? Oh man, I really want that in the game.
No, it just drops the floofs.
Just drops floofs. Yeah.
Oh my god, Loz,
They just actually add a pinata.
It's the Sonic the Hedgehog containers, right, from the original games. After you beat Robotnik, you jump on the plunger, and then the floofs come out.
Oh my god! Hang on. So you know what you've now done, Xeno? You've now given me something to build in my dojo. I'm going to do that now.
I inspire things.
I'm literally going to my dojo as we speak, and I am building this.
Oh god, now I'm imagining. I remember he's supposed to have a floating platform when we eventually fight Nefanyo. Now I'm imagining him in just one of Robotnik's little flying things.
That's exactly what I thought about when I first saw the concept art. It's like, oh, he's Robotnik.
Oh,
this makes so much sense.
I'm
We've gone
weirdly
full
pleased
circle.
with this. I'm weirdly pleased with this.
We've gone full circle, boys.
Anyway, next.
Mining and fishing was advertised as optional before PoE was even released. On release, it wasn't non-optional, sadly, and now Dobby is finally free from doing stuff he didn't come to play a shooter for.
So basically, they're saying that they've come to Warframe to shoot shit. They're trying to do. They wanted to shoot the shit, but the stuff that is gated behind the non-shooting of the shit. So now that they can actually shoot the shit to get the stuff that they need to ungate the stuff that they want to do, good thing.
Right.
That is kind of what I was trying to say earlier, but not as well put.
Well put.
Moving on.
Yes.
Last point. Right now, it seems that someone fighting these things will end up with far more than someone taking the exact same time and effort spent only fishing or mining. I'm not sure that's good, because that means these things have almost entirely invalidated other options. Fishing may be less so, due to having easy to access bait and a way to farm a specific fish. But at this point, I don't see why I should ever pull out of my mining tool when it'll be slower and reward fewer resources.
Nightwaves.
Yeah.
What about Nightwaves?
They require you to do it. Fishing and mining. Like the current one.
Right. So instead of fixing the balance of the amount of resources per time, you're saying we should add fundamentally additional sections of the game simply so there's different things for you to do on Nightwaves each week.
I didn't say it was a good idea.
No, this person is saying that it's irrelevant, whereas we're saying it is relevant.
Because you get to do a random Nightwave some weeks, maybe
don't have
possibly
to do
if
it.
you can be bothered. No, optional content, great, right. So now that so there's a mining tool which you go, right, I could mine or I could do it. Oh wait, do I need to mine? Check the Nightwave. Oh no. Right, okay, so no, don't need it. Next week, no. Next week,
I'll
no.
go fight
Next week,
the
oh, this whole Nightwave. No, to sum this up.
What about Arcwing missions?
What about them?
There's no reason to do them. Why are you whinging whinging about that? Why isn't there a Nightwave about Arcwing, Loz?
Because there isn't an alternative to Arcwing missions that consists of a big pinata which drops Arcwing experience for the Arcwing you're not using.
Yes, there is.
What?
Just do anything in Uranus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
how you get
the
fucking
one
Trillium.
Exclusive, yeah, the one exclusive material to Arcwing also drops everywhere on Uranus and also Kuva Fortress.
Yeah.
And do I get experience for my Arcwing for doing...
Bring the Arc Gun, and yeah, you can earn experience on Uranus and also on PoE and Velis.
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
But they can.
Everyone does that.
They're wrong.
It's like...
But the thing is, there's the option to make those missions completely irrelevant. Like,
And do they drop all the Arcwing mods?
No, they don't drop the Arcwing mods, but who the fuck uses the Arcwing mods?
Yeah, who the fuck uses MDRLOz?
Well, that's the point. The goal was The goal here was to give an alternative to doing the Arcwing missions, to get everything that you can from the Arcwing missions, as in making the Arcwing missions redundant, like we've made fishing and mining redundant.
Yeah, but
with this system.
we made the Arcwings redundant with the Itzel.
Wait, no, there is a way to make it redundant. Mod fusion.
There you
go. Mod fusion.
Yeah.
Like transmuting them.
Yeah.
Yes, because that is definitely a more efficient method than doing
I didn't say it was more efficient.
Yeah, it probably is.
I know, but that's what we're pointing out, that bloody doing these bloody loot pinatas is more efficient. That's the point. If they
You
were
were trying to say that it makes it so that people don't have to do these things. People don't have to do Arcwing.
Efficiency is a key point in that.
They used to have the Arc guns, right, on the actual Arcwing missions. But then people couldn't be fucked to do the Arcwing missions, so they put them on Syndicates, which was a much better place to put them.
Oh, no, I wasn't definitely a much better place to do it, because it was just silly, because... Yeah, no, it was stupid. That's a separate issue going back to the development of Arcwing, because they basically developed an Arcwing, which is basically Warframe within Warframe, and they didn't learn anything from their initial development of Warframe when building Arcwing. E.g., why is there not a simple and interesting tutorial quest that gets you used to Arcwing and gives you some Arcwing mods? Like they already had War's Prize at that point, which is a complete redevelopment, and gave you broken mods, that you had a set of mods, so you learned how to do it. Did they do it through Arcwing? No, they were obsessed with completing their cinematic launch you into space quest, that they did that, and it's like, oh look, let's deploy the Arcwing even though it's not ready. Why? Because we had that in the trailer, and then they just chucked you out into space and went, yeah, now you're in space and you're Arcwing now, and you finish that mission.
Time?
No, it came out afterwards.
I thought War's Prize. Oh wait, no, you're right. It was War's Prize came out at the same time as Mirage with Set, but then Limbo came out with Arcwing because you had to do Arcwing.
So then they have the Arcwing tutorial mission, which by the way, they could have learned from the game experience. No, they didn't, and thus the Arcwing was a complete brick wall. Because then after that mission of that one tutorial event, they were like, oh yeah, we're so obsessed with our cinematic launching into space thing. And then after that, like, there you go, I'm going to play it now. And you're like, but I haven't got any mods, I haven't got any weapons, how do I get anything? Oh, you have to do the missions for all of it. But I haven't got anything to do it with. Yeah, just do it. It's like, no. Do we get mods that way normally? Yes, but we started with a few mods from Call of Duty. How do we get weapons normally? Well, we buy it from we buy a recipe and then do the things. Oh look, what are we going to do? We're going to stick it in the missions. It was just like, no. Yeah, so that's a separate issue. As for this though, and also by the way, you can't level Arcwing melee weapons either. There we go.
Who does
Definitely
that?
Who the fuck uses
anyone
Arcwing
who
melee
wants
weapons?
to level anyone who's mastery farming?
Who's mastery farming, Loz? What's your MR?
24? 4.
Wow.
What's yours?
26.
Try hard. Anyway, moving on.
Oh
god.
Keep going.
That's it. That's the last reply. So, summing up the topic though. Okay. I do like these things, and I think it is interesting to give other. I'm not against giving other options for you to attain rewards. That's why I think, for instance, Plague Star is a really good way for letting people get wisps, letting people get former, letting people get all these things, and people like to stack up on them. It's really good. It's stupid that takes so long to come back. I don't get why the planes doesn't have something similar instead. Instead, they just like putting containers into holes in the floor. Anyway, ignore that. So we need more of that stuff. Ghouls should have been like a smaller version of the. They should have had it. So you should have had another reward table, so you had a reason to keep doing ghouls. They haven't really expanded on that.
I think part of the problem was that I feel that they kind of jumped the shark a bit with Planes Remastered. I went there once and was like. Actually, no, I went there to do the bounties because that's what the Nightwave demanded of me. I was like, it's still the same thing. Nothing different about it.
Well, for instance, they put a really cool, interesting mob in the game for the planes that's like a mini boss. Did they put a bounty where the last step is killing these things? No.
Well, it's
Why not?
It's not just that, but it's I basically, if they had the time to spend more time on it, right, then they could have simply done a. Gosh, what was I saying? They could have integrated it better. But I'm thinking that, like, oh, we said we'd get it out in 2 weeks. Just spend another 2 weeks actually touching it up so it's integrated better, right? Just because
you've just given us buzzwords and hadn't said what integrated or what.
Oh, sorry.
Want there.
Integration.
I actually understood all of that.
Integration
but it was,
of the thumpers.
I was following with it. Integration of the thumpers, right?
Yeah. So it's like, it feels like they've been rushed out of the door, right?
Yeah.
And not integrated into the planes properly through bounties or a gated system. That means you have to farm skulls from ghouls in order to actually draw them out or anything like that. It's just, they're there.
I wouldn't want it completely to be a gated thing. Like the small ones just being there, it's fine. But then the bigger ones should have been, as you say, like, yeah, it should have been more complex. The more complexity. I don't think it's implementation. I think it's more, they need more complexity.
Or maybe what you could have done is you killed a small, like you were saying before, you kill a smaller one, and basically you collect something that's like a pile of resources, and then you basically lure another one out.
Yeah.
Much like the Eidolons and things. Yeah.
Yeah. As I said. Yeah.
As Loz said. Right.
Cool.
I think we're done for topics, yes?
Yeah. Yeah. That's it for topics.
I can't think of another card at this point in time.
No. Oh, we've had one about resource, haven't we?
Yeah, the loop pin, yeah.
Should we have one just simply with, are you happy with Thumper implementation? Or are you happy with the Thumpers?
Done anything with it? I certainly haven't.
Actually, yeah, why not? Let's check are people killing Thumpers?
I mean, there is a reason to kill Thumpers, which is they put a weapon to them.
They did, and they also drop the little versions of them? Floofs, they're floofs, don't they?
I don't think that's tied to actually killing.
Is it not?
I don't know where you get the floofs.
Huh.
Right. So I was trying desperately to turn off the topics. Like, why is this working? I'm trying to turn off the graphs. The graphs are already bloody off.
They don't drop floofs.
So, what did we decide the question was?
Are you actively farming Thumpers?
Are you actively farming? I'd probably say there should be an option which is, no, I have everything already.
Yeah. Where do you get that?
Oops.
Make sure you visit Knack to get your Tusk Thumper floofs by trading in resources. There's one for each type of Thumper, collect them all.
I don't need.
They should burn them all.
There you go. Are you actively farming Thumpers? No, wait a few minutes for that to go over. Then
why do you wait for it to tick over?
Because it actually goes to a different screen and then comes back. I haven't properly integrated the whole thing together. I'll actually put the cards thing into the main panel. I'll get it all properly organized now that I have control. But when I originally set this up, I was an idiot. So, right, are you ready for your memes?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy,
okay,
here we go.
Only 12 this week. A bit more refined with my choices.
He now has the option of 19, by the way.
Yeah. But I don't want to do too many.
God.
Memes for the sake of memes
Right.
are bad, so...
Are you ready?
I think so. Let me check I got the right one first. Yes.
Ready?
Okay. Yep.
I swear
To
I've
me,
seen this
number
before.
one. Need I say more? Cleaning
God damn it!
Finally a worthy opponent to our battle.
I can't wait to steal all of these.
I swear we've seen this one before.
Pasted 4 days ago. We've had the Worthy Opponent one. I think it was slightly different, but the reason why I've pasted this one again is because of the dev stream.
Where Wisp's big unibeam couldn't kill the drone.
Okay. Because
Rebecca, none of the abilities could kill the drone. She tried to kill the drone.
None of them.
Right, that was it. It was the reason why I remember seeing this before is because when they first introduced the drone, they couldn't kill it either.
Yeah.
Next.
Oh no! When they first introduced it, they chose not to kill it. There was like, it was like, should we kill the drone? And everyone said no. It lived for now. But this time she actively tried to kill the thing with Wisp's ultimate laser beam of death, and she channeled the power of the sun at the thing and just kept cleaning.
Ready?
It was brilliant. Right, number 2. Tobiah riding a virus arrows.
Hold on. It's still loading. What? That's good.
There's our Marvel meme of the week. Obviously, I hope everyone's seen Endgame, which is, 2 weeks away?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, 2 weeks today.
Right, moving on to meme number 3. Dance moat intensifies. And we haven't had this meme, but this is an important meme. This is the Winnie the Pooh meme. Very, very high in meme level at the moment.
Okay.
Yep. So you get Winnie the Pooh, normal Winnie the Pooh. Then you get Tux wearing Winnie the Pooh. It's the whole 4-panel double meme sort of thing.
Yeah.
The Drake meme, but a different format. And you have your normal Winnie the Pooh generating his music with his music software. Yeah. Stylish Winnie the Pooh, Octavia soundboard. Yep. What is that? Well, I can't remember what it's called again. Is it McCord?
Mandicord.
Mandicord.
Right, moving on to number 4. Felt like making an Equinox Prime meme from the current launcher look. So you've got the current launcher here. You've got Equinox Prime on the left saying, what the fuck are you looking at? And then you've got the Nightform and Dayform. And one's, yo, look at that. Look at this dude. He looks so fucking dumb. And then the Nightform saying, Karen, it's literally the 2 of us combined. So we also managed to fit in a Karen meme, which is double meme points just there, boys and girls. Oh, by the way, I forgot to do meme frame review. There we go. So anyway.
My god!
5th meme. So let's move on to the 5th meme.
Did you actually notice the buried memes?
Yeah, I was about to say, that's my favorite part, is buried memes.
Buried memes. So moving on to number 5. I hope this has less controversial than one I made earlier.
I love this. I like this.
Peter,
this is a
the
good
cooler
one.
pleaser. I don't know if I've managed to. No, I did. I think I managed to. No, I don't think I've managed to fit in the cooler meme. But so they're basically in a school book. Somebody got his face done twice. And one is called like Daniel, and then it says the cooler Daniel, and it's the same guy. I'm pretty sure it's the same
But with
guy.
sunglasses in the second picture.
Yes, that's it. So obviously here we have the fact that how awful Peter really are compared to our animal conservationist, who is awesome. The biz. All right, moving on to number 6, I think. Yep, number 6. Oh yes, I had to have this one here, and it had so.
I saw this one earlier.
Yep, playtime.
God.
The Division 2, 100 hours, max level, and all guns upgraded. Nice. Destiny, 200 hours, max light level, and all exotics. Warframe, 250 plus hours. I still don't know how to play. True words.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Very rarely spoken. Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, I play all these different games.
I still don't know how to play the game to a complete extent, and I'm at almost 2,000 hours now.
Yeah, it's just like Warframe, just so
Actually,
much
I think I'm up for that.
Yep. Right. Brilliant. So moving on to meme 7. I can't clap because I'm trying to keep track of what meme I'm on. So meme 7 or next meme. Let's go. Oh, claps in French. There we go. Right.
Nice mic hit, by the way.
I know. Sorry about that. I'm not sure if you guys know what this is about.
Oh, I absolutely know what this is about. I was half tempted
clue.
to make it the minute this started making the rounds.
Right. Well,
What
would
is
you like
it?
to explain the meme to Xeno?
It's so there was someone made a post where 2 notifications lined up really well on their phone, which was Duolingo going, "Hi, you missed your Spanish lesson," and then an alert from their security system saying the back door was open. And it was already kind of good, but then Duolingo themselves, for April Fools, decided, hey, we're going to make a thing where Duolingo comes and just kind of lurks in the background, giving you that physical reminder of, you need to do your thing. And so everyone's kicked off with Duolingo's like gonna murder you.
If you don't do your Spanish.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, your Spanish exercises. So obviously
Spanish
then,
or whatever.
Yep. So this fits into Warframe with it. You have missed 9 French lessons. Your actions have consequences.
God.
The Duolingo bird. Do you know what Duolingo is, Stu?
Not a clue.
Right, so it's an app that is to help you learn about other languages, and it gives you exercises. You pick what language you want to learn, Japanese, and then it'll go, here's these Japanese exercises, learn these words today and do these things. But then if you miss them, it then sends you reminders like, you have to do these today, so...
Yeah.
So, moving on to 8th meme.
What the hell?
Iron Jesus! Fuck you. You extracted
I love this.
5 on Hydron. Yep. There was a few extracting wave 5s I thought was the best one.
I've literally seen like 3/4 of this already.
Wow. Number 9.
9th meme.
This one's really good.
F.
I love this.
F. My friend. So it's the dual person, then everyone else sort of meme thing. So it's
oh my god.
Follows his heart and makes his final decision. Then me, watching him put Umbral Former on his Grukata. Tom be like, what the hell? Yep.
Someone put Umbral Forma on a Stug. And I was about ready to...
Stug?
Can you, though?
Yeah, I can.
Because you can't put the Umbral Forma in your Exilus or Aura slots on your Warframe. I'd be surprised if you could put an Umbral Forma on a weapon that does not have an Umbral mod.
I haven't actually got mine yet. I'm 2,000 off, so I will get mine today, and then I will let you know.
Pretty sure.
I won't actually put it on,
like
but
I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'll see if it comes up.
I know that Quiet Shy put hers on a sheave because she named it Excalibur Prime. So Tactical Potato did a video where he put his Umbral mod on the Excalibur Prime, and everyone turned around and said, "But it's the exact same stats as Excalibur Umbra.
Yeah.
Why did you put it on Excalibur Prime? Right? That was a waste." And then Quiet Shy basically made a video saying like, "Oh, I can do that too." She doesn't have Excalibur Prime, so she actually goes to Hock's Anvil, renames the sheave to Excalibur Prime, goes back to her arsenal, said, "Yeah, I could do it too," and she basically puts the former on the sheave.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's good. Technically, there would be a purpose where. Because Excalibur Prime gets the energy from Death Orbs still?
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's so minor.
Yeah. I'm going to be putting it on my Excalibur Prime because it's my Excalibur Prime and Umbra can go down a hole. Let me undo the sacrifice. I don't actually care about the sacrifice. I just want bloody loads back. And if you could, I'd pay money to undo doing the bloody quest. I just want this.
You know you can get it back.
Have they put that in now?
No, so there's a feature where you can go into content creator mode.
Good. It's it. Yeah. I'll do that.
But it means you can't see your... Operator.
They should make it so that you can toggle certain parts of that on or off.
Oh.
Well, apparently you don't give a crap.
Can you hear that, Xeno? Can you hear that?
Here's a funny thing. I actually proposed the question to my Twitter community, and they turned around and said, I should keep my operator.
Can you hear that, Xeno?
Yes, I can hear the wah-wah police.
No. The who?
Wambulance. The wambulance.
The wambulance? No, there's no wambulance.
Care police.
No. Can you not? No, it's not that.
And the world's smallest violin.
It's the silent sirens of the taxmen, and they're coming to take you away.
What?
Okay.
Was that the only one you had left?
They're going to brain shelf you.
Oh.
Put your brain in a jar.
I genuinely.
You can actually also hide the old mate thing with that.
Yeah.
Creator mode hides that.
Oh, and goes back to the better voices.
Yes.
Right.
Well, moving on to better voices and heads. Let's move.
Okay. Which one?
Ninth meme. 10th meme. 10th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The four rare. These are rare Canadians. The four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yep, this is Canadians, all right. This is just what we do.
Scott.
The Scott one is the best.
What does it say?
Eat my
Cat
ass.
my ass.
Oh, right.
No, eat my ass. I read
It is
cat.
eat. Yeah, I know. There is a very fun.
Oh,
It's like cat my ass, but it does say eat.
Again, I've seen this. Still great.
So we have Rebecca being famine, Steve being war, Megan being pestilence. I don't know. Is she eating a chocolate egg or something? I don't know what she's doing there.
I don't know.
It's chocolate something.
And then Scott in black doing his face.
God.
It's
See, like, I would have it where it's Megan eating like the Vegemite.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Then I would call
God.
that famine. That should be famine though. But anyway,
Yeah.
moving on.
No,
yeah, there we
pestilence,
go.
everything is like dying.
But
11.
it's food related.
Anyway,
Right,
11.
moving on to number 11. I'm a huge fan of The Wolf, and yes, I did cry. When you see Alan V messing with your dog.
Honestly, I
my-
saw it coming a mile away that they're gonna amalgam him.
He's got a new hat!
I don't fucking get it though. It's like, so you've gotten the opportunity to kill the bad guy, but I'll give you a new hat that makes you my indentured servant.
I don't think it was something. I think like Salad jumped him or something. However, Salad jumped. It's probably like he kind of awkwardly springs, probably fell off something.
Anyway,
That dude throws a pretty mean neck thing.
He can throw, but his legs are goddamn noodles.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but he can throw. So he probably
Last
just
one.
went, wah! And threw the
Last
hat
one.
on him. That was it. Last one. Oh, yes, the last one. Get swarmed by corpus crewmen. When you accidentally trip a security camera in Warframe. Now all of China knows you're here. This is from Mulan with the single
Yes.
players where they...
That's good.
Yep. There we go. So that finishes on that one. Quite
Cool.
uploaded that one. Right, let's move on to the community shoutouts for this week.
right. So we're all
Do I need to
linked
paste them?
down. Yeah, you need to paste them to Mario. Right. So first community shout out. This gorgeous rhino by Silfix.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
That's really impressive.
That's a Rhino Prime, isn't it?
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, that's Rhino Prime's helmet.
I love how Twitter's not actually loading and I'm just doing it through the... Right, let's close all these memes. Let's try again.
Never close.
Close all them.
But it's absolutely good.
Turn off all the clocks. Like that. Nope. Alright, let's move on to the next one.
Second
Well, I attempted
community
load.
shout out is this Nidus by Space Cat.
Aw. That's cute.
My Twitter died. But I think my
Oh,
browser
rip.
died. It's just...
Uh-oh.
Right, just close that and then just... let's try again. I can see the picture from here. Oh, cute. I'm seeing it through the Discord links, but okay. Yep, that's cool. Move to the next one. Refresh one.
Third community shout out is I nicknamed this Moomin Frame by Underground Wub Master. They turned around and said, like, look, I can't explain everything I do. But it just reminded me of Moomin.
It's like a potato.
Have you not seen Moomin?
No.
Don't want to. Like the scariest thing in the world.
Okay. Good to know.
Moomins. Oh, you talking about Moomins?
Yeah,
Frickin' white, marshmallow-like things.
yeah.
Frickin' gave me nightmares as a kid.
Have you
Weird
seen
as
the image
anything,
yet?
man. No, I haven't actually. But I'm just hang on. Let me just
Just
taste
use the
you guys
Discord
what-
embeds.
I'm gonna have
Yeah, but
to.
it only
because-
goes so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think if I paste them to myself or paste them to you, I'll be able to use the other ones. That's what happens when I load Twitter on Chrome. I don't understand.
The do.
I
Twitter
have done nothing.
Twitter? Twitter, are you drunk?
Should we continue or hold off?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I just clicked the link. I can't. I'm gonna close. We're just gonna move on. Right. Let's go to the next one.
Number 4
Yep. I can see
is
that one.
Necros and the Operator by Michael.
Yeah.
This was a commission piece and awesome.
It does.
I approve this message because they're wearing prime clothing.
Yeah, it still makes me sad that I missed that because I wasn't playing the game.
It'll be back. It'll be back on.
I know. I'm waiting for it because I do want that.
What are we on? 5?
Yeah.
The 5th community shout out is this gorgeous Hildren by Miss Lios.
Ah, yes.
That's awesome.
Quality. I really do like that.
Right. So where did we get to there? I'm gonna try and repaste these and see if that works. Paste them.
Very well. Probably will.
Probably will, as Discord does not.
Do anything. Then paste them to Xeno and see if that works. Yeah, there we go. That works.
Cool. The 6th community shout out is this quite small animated GIF of Tilragor by Aloe.
Oh no. It's not loading, but it looks so cool. It's pixel art. I thought it was amazing. Let's move on.
Right.
Wait, that's Necrodancer.
Oh, is it?
That's absolutely a Necrodancer's reference because one, that's the style. 2, that's actually a level. I can tell.
Right.
That's not the first time I've seen Necrodancer Warframe crossovers recently.
Right.
I like that.
The 7th community shout out is this Maria X Garuda crossover by Tex. Maria is a character from Bloodborne.
Ah.
That's really cool looking. I wouldn't be surprised if someone attempts to Tennogen it.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Right. 8 is this Equinox Prime Fusion Viper.
This pleases me. It's really nice, that is.
Right.
Yep.
The 9th community shout out is this Sargus Ruck portrait by Valentina Paz.
Is it circular for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That is the art. Okay. That's awesome.
That is. That's really
I want that on a dinner plate.
I could see that being a thing added alongside like the Vor artsy portrait as well.
Well, I really think Ruck doesn't get enough background or do enough stuff in the game.
He really doesn't.
Well, I didn't even know he was still alive until bloody Pacifism Defect.
Yeah, and yeah, they brought him back for that, and they brought him back for the pointless event that we do not speak of because it's not an event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, hang on. I thought their name was familiar. This is the person who's been doing the Potato Volt and Chroma comics.
Yeah. The 10th community shout out is one that Loz basically high-strung me to actually put in. Devoid Tiles. No,
so it's this Squallington Constantine who did reply on the video, and do you know I actually only found this. I'm going to own up to this. I completely did not. And I accidentally clicked on it.
Whoa! You just Russia was failing you. Try again.
Russia. You failed me, Russia, for the last time. Am I back?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So the only reason I found this at all is because I was going through the comments and Squallington Constantine posted on the video, and I was reading his comment, and I accidentally clicked it, and I'm like, oh, I'm on a channel. What channel's this? And I saw, what's this? Warframe SFM. Clicked on it. So I had seen the first Devoid that he'd done, and he did that I think over a year ago. And he has said that this one took him a year to do this video, and it's 7 minutes 30 long, and it's awesome. I just want to say I was right. He makes me jealous, and he puts me to shame because his ability on animation, his walking cycles, everything are just really cool. And the only thing that really holds him back in this is that his amount of assets he's got to play with, because he has to use Half-Life assets and other things. But just the camera work, his visualization of what he wants to put into a scene is really awesome. Don't from what I can tell, also it's like don't try and read into the bigger story of what's going on here. I think he's got an idea and he's just doing things with it and he just likes it. I don't think try and have a narrative and a story and there's no thing to it. He's got kind of a feel. It's more of a feel thing. But just the animation work here is really good. It really is amazing.
Yeah, I actually subbed to him, and I saw when this came out. This is real good.
It's so good. I mean, it makes me feel lazy. I mean, obviously these are still the same models I use, and I can spot all the limitations. Most people probably don't even see them because the angles he's using and some of the stuff is really good. It's so the speed. I mean, most of my animation is too slow, that's why I'm appreciating his stuff. It's just so good. So everyone, please give this a watch because it is criminal that he has spent a year doing this, and some of this is amazing work. It really is, and it's only got 3,000 views. This should be on 100,000 views. This really should be. Some of it, like the falling, the running, the attacks, some of the panning shots where they're running and attacking at the same time, and just so good. And then he brings a lot of personality to these different characters from just the smallest of things. And it's criminal, absolutely criminal. It's been out for what, 2 months now? Almost, or a month and a half? 3,164 views. And just yeah. Maybe if it had more Warframe assets and a more stronger Warframe link and story, it probably would get more mainstream appeal because he does have to use a lot of Half-Life 2 stuff. And it's just, yeah. So definitely one of my goals is to bring more assets so that people like this can just do amazing work. It's just I can't say enough. Just anyway, everyone go watch it. Just yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
So that's it for the community shoutouts. Can't think of anything else. So we're coming to an end of the episode. We did use all 5 cards. Did. Right.
Did.
Yeah.
Time to do that thing that I try to do all too badly.
You try and do half the time because I do it the other half the time.
Fair point. Are you guys ready?
Never.
Sure.
Mario, do you know what this is?
No.
Okay. You clearly have never gotten this far. Right, so at the end of the episode, we take a quote, or one of us takes a quote from a movie, tennifies it, so changing all the proper nouns and things. So, and then the other people... Yeah, no, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. Then the other people guess what that movie was.
You might as well, by the way, say about we skipped the time of asking questions. Just tell us now as an old, new, and probably the genre. We should probably just do that to start with.
So this is the hard part. I basically don't watch movies for the most part. Like completely seriously.
Okay, so it's post 2000 and it's fantasy.
Fantasy film. Okay, right. Let's have a go.
Okay. An Archimedean once asked, "Are they Tenno because they gaze into the void, or do they gaze at it because they are Tenno?" Pointless, really. Does the void gaze back? That's the question. You want it again?
Are they a thing? No, I got it. Are they a thing because they do this thing, or does the thing look back? Fantasy film. It's a newer fantasy film. Is it obscure or kind of a? Do you know if I've seen this?
I think you've seen it. I know we haven't seen it together.
Can I have the exact date it's from?
The exact date?
Yeah, the year.
2007.
2007. Right. Okay. 2007 fantasy film. Is it Lord of the Rings film?
No.
Yeah, I got nothing.
We got vampires in this film?
Bruh, not that I remember.
Okay.
Don't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure there isn't.
Is it a Harry Potter film?
No.
Fantasy, 2007. Can I hear it again?
An Archimedean once asked, are they Tenno because they gaze into the void? Or do they gaze at it because they are Tenno? Pointless, really. Does the void gaze back? Now that's a question.
Is it like the Sorcerer's Apprentice or something?
Nope.
Fantasy film. Is it sort? Can you describe the? Nah, that's too much. I guess.
Maybe.
No, I got nothing.
Stardust.
I love Stardust. Oh, can I have the original quote? I don't normally ask for it, but I'd like to hear it. It's about the stars, isn't it?
Yeah. A philosopher once asked, "Are we human? Are we human
because we gaze at the stars?
Because we gaze at the stars, or do we gaze at the stars because we are human? Or do we? Pointless, really. Do we? Get the point.
The interesting question is, do the stars gaze at us? Yeah. I feel that film just kind of was nice, but it just kind of came and went. I don't know why, as if there was some controversy or something with it that just made it disappear. But I don't know if there was. But I thought it was a really nice film, and it just doesn't. It just seemed to be a sort of hidden film that doesn't come back like every Christmas or something. It just, even though it's quite Christmassy. It's not Christmassy, I guess, but it's just, it's sort of a nice fantasy film. Works. It's kind of like it's kind of Disney live action before Disney did live action.
Yep.
And I just don't get why it just doesn't get more appeal. It's very strange.
It's a very good movie. Mario, you should go check it out if you haven't already.
Yeah.
I actually think this is one of those rare occasions where I have seen the movie.
But that's it for this week, Mario. It's been absolutely lovely having you on the show.
That's been great.
And we shall see everyone next time. Oz says nothing.
Oh, what? Oh, bye. Sorry. I was busy bouncing around my orbiter being like, man, this is amazing. For some reason, I don't know why. Yep. Thanks, Mario. Bye. Bye, everyone. See you next week.